All right. So when we last left off, you guys had just escaped the graveyard. You had all your bones. You had all your hate marrow. Corgan was still along for the ride, and um, what are you guys gonna do now?
Return the hate marrow to its uh, acquirer.
To its rightful owner.
Yes.
Well, probably after we take a bath with holy water, if at all possible, to remove all of the disgusting slime and like undead bits that are accumulated in every crevice of our body.
You can take a bath when you get to
may,
Wind City.
you may
What's
take a
that?
bath first, but Clementine is definitely gonna hand this shit in as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because there's no real point in bathing if you're then gonna handle hate marrow.
Well, I think it's a day and a half back, and I think that we're already behind schedule, so the faster we move, the better.
You are correct. Y'all move. You go through the day and a half relatively unmolested, but like you are all starting to itch with accumulated morgue slobber and desiccated zombie parts.
I can use create water to kind of, sponge bath, mop up a little bit.
It's not very effective.
It's not effective though.
It
We
is.
can get Toby to lick us.
It is not
Toby, no,
effective
don't
at all.
do it.
Toby,
Don't
don't
listen
eat
to
the
the elf
undead
lady.
bits.
Toby, no.
He's a goat. He can eat anything.
Don't tell him that.
I think he already knows. It's too late. He already knows.
It's like tin cans, watches, cell phones.
Undead flesh. Fuck it. Just feed it to the goat. So you guys get back to Wind City without much aplomb or affair. Corgan bids you all a farewell. I suppose that means my task is complete. I shall return to the monastery. Before he turns to the
Thank you for all
road.
your help.
Oh, you're welcome. Think nothing of it.
Yes. Couldn't have done it without you, quite literally.
Thank you. As he departs down the road to wherever it is the Holy Guard call home, he spares a glance over his shoulder to one of you. You don't know who. If you wanted to figure out sense motive.
Oh shoot! Don't have my dice out yet.
Let's see. I rolled a 17, but my sense motive was really bad. Oh, it's +1. Okay. 18.
15.
Clementine, you're not really sure. You get the impression, oh man, he's looking at all of us because it was we hunted some orgs and we had a hard time, but you know what? In the end, it was for a good cause. Salandra, you can tell that he's looking at you.
Interesting. Slandra has this terrible notion of elvish truant officers.
No, his gaze has a definite flavor of affection. But anyway,
I sneer slightly.
oh god, the paladin likes me. Ah shit. Oh god, get
This
it
is
off.
literally the worst thing that could have possibly happened to Salandra.
Get it off
That's
me.
right. That's what happens when you're basically a good person but don't want to be.
It's an inevitability.
God, the struggle.
So do you guys take the hate marrow to the witch?
Sure do.
Sounds good.
Sure
What-
fucking do.
What was the name of
And
the
I'll make
shop?
sure-
The Bleeding Mortar.
The bleeding something, yeah.
It's like the Bleeding Mill. I think it's the Bleeding Mill.
The bleeding mill, yep.
You went to this place looking for work?
Yeah. Why?
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Imported in stoppered quartz vials by the enigmatic denizens of Leng. This green and
Let
violet
me
gas.
see. No, it doesn't actually say evil witch.
It doesn't literally
No,
say
it doesn't.
alchemist of evil, evil witch being an alchemist, but you know.
You can imply whatever you'd like from it. I
Infer.
think it looks like a wonderful place to acquire work. And Clementine gives you a smile that's like she's about to burst out laughing at any moment.
Mhm. Sometimes I wonder about you.
Salandra, I'm an open book. You know that.
Yes, but the question is, what language is that damn thing written in?
Do you want to,
It looks like
come
a bunch of strange squiggles to me. Oh, yeah.
It's called Chicken Scratch, Salandra. Learn to read.
Salandra makes a couple of gestures, and she's activating her detect magic and is on high.
Wee woo, wee woo.
The shop is clearly magical.
Yep. Well, I'm also keeping an eye on Clementine's aura.
Very wise.
Well, here's the thing. All right. So you go in and like the witch ascends from behind the counter. Have you brought me what's mine?
We certainly have.
Fantastic. And you just plop 3 bags filled with skeleton guts onto the counter. And she claps her hands, and a stiff breeze comes by and picks them all up and takes them deeper into a back room of the shop.
So we still have the tongues for ourselves, by the way. We're going to try to find someone else to buy those, unless we can get a deal from her, I suppose.
Do you propose that proposition?
We harvested the tongues as well, if those are of use to you. You willing to make a deal for them?
I could do that. I'll take. I'll be right back. She comes back with an impressive collection and assortment of gems. And, like, there's, like, a sapphire in there the size of your eyeball. Oh, wait, it is an eyeball.
Oh!
Not like a literal eyeball, but, like, clearly a sapphire that was meant to be a sapphire eye. For something. Or someone. And she just, like... The look on her face is clearly that of, is this enough money? And she leaves the pile of gems on the counter and says, how does that do for you, dearie?
Thank you, ma'am. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. And
Let's
Clementine extends her hand to shake once more.
She gladly takes your hand in her gnarled fingers and shakes.
I'm checking out Clementine's aura. Is it cleansed?
No. Clementine, did you forget the stipulations of the curse?
We have to give her the hate marrow.
Yes. The biggest stipulation was you may never speak to anyone except your companions that this happened, and they must never tell anyone either. No one in authority must know that she has this stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But Salandra is working, is a companion. Oh, this is the woman that helped me with this.
Yes, no,
But she's
I'm saying that stipulation of the curse will never go away.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, this
Gotcha.
is a secret that you and the party need to take to their grave unless you want something awful to happen to Clementine.
No, that's legit actually. She will not speak of this.
Fantastic. But, like, you have absolutely completed your task admirably. So long as no one in authority ever knows that this witch has a preponderance of hate marrow. And
No
so
one will
long as...
need to know that.
Right? Who needs to know that?
Is this thing beyond like a remove curse type level of complexity curse?
It is far beyond remove curse. I think you would be able to break it with break enchantment.
So not for a long time.
No, but break enchantment is a much more powerful spell, unless you get a bard to cast it for some reason. But remove curse, I think, is a level 3 spell, and break enchantment is like, yeah, remove curse is level 3, and break enchantment is level 5. So I'll see you guys at level 11.
Well, I guess that's what we came here for.
Anybody want to roll a praise on those gems?
Uh, 15 plus kind of bupkis, right? Plus 3, actually, just my intelligence, so an 18.
Clementine, that's a lot of
What's that?
shiny gems. They're worth a lot of money. Salandra, that's like 25,000 gold pieces worth of gems.
Okay. And was this for both the marrow and the tongues that she was giving it to us, or just for the marrow?
That was just for the marrow. My bad. She presents an additional smaller gem, which is worth about 1,000 gold pieces for the tongues.
Jesus.
Tongues, not so useful.
So a total of 2,600 gold pieces.
26,000.
1,000. Okay, well,
Okay, well that's good to know.
that's
I'm
a
just
horse of a different color.
I'm just gonna.
All right, so Solandra's like, I must be wrong. I don't know anything about appraising stuff.
This can't be right.
That can't be that much fucking money.
Clementine politely packs them up into a small pouch.
And under your clothes. Really, it's under your clothes. No way anyone can reach it. Okay.
Clementine ties her pouch very securely to tucks under her shirt.
All right.
I have
After
no
the-
idea what link you tried to send it. So-
Like,
oh, okay.
literal pile of gems. Just like, here, is this enough? Question mark.
Yes! Exclamation point. That's perfect.
We should have said no. It's not enough. No.
What, are you kidding? Fucking crazy Mel will pay us twice as much. Really? Okay. I need you to stay here for a few minutes. Why? I'm killing the competition.
No,
I'm
I
cornering
think
the market, is what she would say. And like she gives you a cheerful, toothless smile as she waves you out of the store.
I wave back cheerfully, and as we get outside, see, and that's why you go to the Bleeding Mill.
I really hope she's not going to do something really, really awful.
Salandra, do you have craft alchemy?
Yeah. Yep. I just acquired it, actually.
Oh wow, you can roll craft alchemy to figure out what the dreaming death does.
Okay. I got my brand new craft alchemy skill. A 17.
You know that it is a deadly poison and that it's a gas, but you don't know exactly how it kills its victims, presumably through sleep of some variety. But I mean, like, dying in your sleep, that doesn't sound so bad.
Well, I can't think of anything awful that could come of this.
Certainly not.
All right. We need to turn those into Helgak post haste.
You are absolutely right.
Do you have a spell for that?
Clementine rubs her hands together and does create water and splashes Salandra in the face. Salandra, you made that one too easy.
Mm-hmm. Mm. There are times when it's annoying that all of my magic is oriented towards causing major trauma.
Isn't it? You can't just cast prestidigitation and turn someone purple.
No, usually involves frying them in some way.
Also, don't forget, you guys are filthy.
Oh yeah,
That's
the water actually was probably a good idea.
No, the filth that you've got cannot be simply cleaned off with water.
Major
require
bathing. Do they have bathhouses in Wind City? Is that a cultural thing here?
You can absolutely go to a bathhouse in Wind City. Although these are like actual legitimate bathhouses, not like prostitution racket bathhouses. If you want those, you have to go to District 4.
Yeah, no, I was meant legitimate kind, sort of like Roman baths.
Yeah.
I'm mostly concerned about the how that will go over with us using the bathhouse when we're absolutely filthy.
I mean, that's what it's there for. They will almost certainly not allow you to join the communal bath, as filthy as you are.
Probably they have like something where they clean people off to get to the state where they're clean enough to get into the communal bath.
You are absolutely correct.
Perfect. That works just fine for me.
Like today, like in Budapest, you usually take a shower before you go into the bath.
Sounds good. But are you guys just going to leave the pile of gems in a bag in a locker and hope that nobody steals it?
No.
Okay.
We need to do something about that first.
Hmm.
And Holt doesn't need a bath. He kind of reeks anyway.
We can take turns.
Someone guards the money. Someone does not guard the money. I should note, you definitely have Holt with you, but he is essentially made out of cardboard and will like not take any action on his own. Like if there's anything particularly simple that Holt could do, like, oh no, we need to lift this heavy thing. Holt, pick up this thing, and then Holt will go pick up the thing.
Or Holt, guard the money bag while we enjoy a bath, and then you can have a bath afterwards.
Yeah, Holt thinks bathing's optional anyway, so.
Right.
That's not even true. Holt smells the best out of any of us.
He is the one with the devoted supply of soap.
No, I think Clementine has soap, but Holt has cologne.
Actually, in the very first session, didn't you say something about Holt smelling really bad? I thought, wasn't that the...
It's just the District 4 stench.
Okay.
But no, Holt literally has cologne in his inventory. I know this because it was very important to Cap, and we spent a long time deciding what it would be.
Brute brand cologne.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, y'all get clean. Y'all take turns. It's pretty cool at the bathhouse. Lots of hot water. It's very impressive. And like you don't even go to the biggest one. There's just like Clementine, you use your innate knowledge of the city to be like, yeah, I think there's a bathhouse around here somewhere, and just like there's like an Olympic-sized pool just filled with people hanging out, and some of the people off to the side exercising, and oh my god, naked people everywhere.
Oh, I might actually have a problem.
Why? Do you have a problem with naked people?
No, they might have a problem with naked brother.
Well, you can't take him with you.
I don't think you understand. Funny, I hadn't considered the problem. Yeah, Salandra, you're probably not going to be able to join the community of bathers with your sword. I mean, you can use the private bath with your sword all you want. Obviously, any of the attendants nearby will be very confused, but hey, whatever. There are certainly some clients who do not who do not, remain unarmed. Politics and all that. Hell, some crazy holy guardsmen are like, I'm not going anywhere without my hatchet.
So yeah, I'll probably have to use the private. And
Okay. Clementine is going to get clean as fast as possible so she can relax in the big bath.
It is pretty cool. Clementine, you hear some random gossip.
just walking into leaving brother behind for even a short time for the communal bath would not be good, right?
No. I mean, so long as you don't mind, like, drowning or the possibility of drowning.
That's what I thought. I really need to be able to turn brother into a tattoo or something.
You wish. Like, Clementine, you cannot determine the veracity of any of these rumors. But like you hear about a swarm of giant centipedes that's lurking in the sewers and causing a bunch of troubles and clogging up pipes and just like eating people that try to destroy it. And like there are definitely cries of that's not really fucking happening, and a level of like no, I heard it. They're sending the Holy Guard to go chop the thing up. Somebody mentions the Ilfang, the Lord Ilfang, apparently some sort of not local, but some sort of kobold warlord, has built a settlement that he calls the Dread Hall in District 6. And someone's like, "There's no such thing as Ilfang the kobold. That's just a story that they tell children to scare them in the night." Somebody mentions that the Harlequin's Tavern has mysteriously moved to the other side of town. And someone says, yeah, that happens all the time. It's called the Harlequin's Tavern for a reason. Like, stop trying to talk about shit that doesn't matter. And then the last weird rumor you hear is about a local lumberjack by the name of Vinay, who has been spending strange coins marked with dark glyphs. And someone's like, do you think it's currency from another realm? And someone else responds, I guess that's not entirely impossible. Every once in a while, weird coins enter circulation just because of traders coming from far off lands with their own local coinage. Just like, gold's gold, silver is silver. Nobody really cares. But someone mentions, yeah, I've seen one of them. It's really weird. And someone else is like, no, you haven't. You're full of shit. Dear God. But at the end of the day, you are all clean and your gems are safe.
Wonderful.
You probably caught a peek of Salandra's back at one point and noticed that she has a huge winged serpent tattoo on her back.
Holy shit!
That is like covers most of her back and is really strangely iridescent and like just you think you see it move a couple of times.
Clementine loves it. That is so beautiful.
Thanks, I did it myself.
How did you reach?
Girl has to have her secrets.
And Clementine is now trying to like stretch and see how far on her back she can reach. Like I think you're lying to me. I think somebody helped you.
Salandra whistles.
I was looking up the vote for Dunkelzahn poster, and I found another thing that says breaking news: local Shadowrunner cuts deal with dragon. What the fuck were we thinking? Shadowrunner reports. Funny. Anyway, so y'all are clean. Y'all have your gems. Where to next?
It's just occurring to me that Slander would fit in really well in the Shadowrun world.
Definitely.
Clementine, where in this town do you go to? Well, I mean, do we need to convert these before, or do you think we can just go and dump some gems on the Helgek sellers? How does this work?
I don't think they would want us to pay in these gems because it's kind of a pain in the ass for them to then appraise it. I think...
do they have banks here? I think I've heard of banks.
They
Can
do.
You get this
you could
converted into...
You could take these gems to a money changer, and the money changer could either turn them into gold for like an extremely small fee, just 1%, or you could.
Yeah, this amount of gold would be Holt would be walking around like a, he'd be like walking around at 1 inch per minute.
Oh yeah. Alternatively, you could give them to a money changer and turn them into promissory notes. We haven't reached the point.
Are those good just in District 3, or can they be used elsewhere?
They will probably only be good in District 3. I mean, you can definitely spend them in other districts, but you're gonna get less than the value on the note, because like if you go to the Hell Jungle and you give them District 3 promissory notes, they're gonna be like, yes, I can spend this. Yes, it's technically money, but if anybody wants to turn this thing in, they're gonna have to trek up through 4 fucking districts to cash it. I walked 2 weeks to cash a fucking check.
Story of my goddamn life.
Maybe we should leave a lot of this in gem form until we have something specific to do with.
Like by Helgak?
Yep.
Sounds reasonable.
Oh, and what was our target? 6?
6.
This is going to be interesting. Can we go visit your friend again?
Of course we can.
I was hoping, would he be able to... Well, he seems like a good person to ask about ink. I need some inks.
Like, and Clementine gestures to her back.
Yes, like that.
Cool.
Kind of the same inks you use to draft magical grimoires and scrolls. I do some improvisation with them.
That's really interesting. Yeah, if he doesn't know exactly where to get it, he'll probably know someone who does.
Okay.
Oh
The
wow.
library.
Invisible ink is some cool shit. Huh. I'm just looking through the spellbook rules.
So, Renal, can I kind of stock up in ink?
You absolutely may. I'm not gonna like put a stipulation on it. Like, you can spend for as many, like you can spend as much gold on as many tattoos as you want to inscribe.
Okay. You notice that actually Slander already has one new tattoo right in the palm of her hand.
Did I miss that? When did this happen? I like it.
while we're sleeping last night.
That healed really fast.
Well, it's not really necessarily on the skin. It's an eye.
Ooh. On the palm of your hand? That must have been painful. Christ.
This is one of those special tattoos.
Got it.
Not a spell scar, but my hex.
Oh
Remember how
boy.
I said I manifest my hex in tattoos.
Everybody look out. So yes, Alexander is like trivially able to give you some ink. Who knew a librarian fucking had so many books on hand?
Well, he seemed like the smart person to ask about this.
You are absolutely correct. So you now have inks in which you can inscribe arcane tattoos. No divine
Awesome.
tattoos, though. Not allowed.
All right, so we go to the money changer. Don't know if we're going to play that out or if we're just going to go straight to the Helgak.
Nah, that's unnecessary. Like, adventures are not an uncommon thing. Yeah, we found this absurd pile of gems. Funny that. You wanted 6 Helgak, right? So that'll be about 15,000 gold pieces worth of gems, and he's able to pick out
15,000?
Yeah, I thought I
I
said
thought
it was
Helgak were like 1,000 each or 1,500 each.
1,500 each sounds good. I don't remember whether it was 1,500 or 2,500 apiece.
I remember there was some discrepancy between like what they actually cost and then what they cost to have them trained.
Yeah, so yeah,
Right.
But
the
I don't
untrained.
remember what was what.
And their war training is unnecessary. So it'll be 9,000 gold pieces to purchase 6 Helgak.
Okay. That still leaves us with a net gain of what, 15,000? No, 17,000. Not bad.
Good lord, that's a lot of money.
Clementine will take Salandra aside at some point, when they can speak in relative privacy. This is quite a bit of money to have floating around. It's not exactly secure, but I have a parcel of largely untilled land, and we could do a pirate style and bury our treasure.
Might not be a bad idea, but I was thinking of converting a chunk of this into some items that I need.
Oh yeah, totally. That works too.
So I might just hold on to mine to give to Grub when we see him.
Yeah.
Grub can make some pretty crazy shit.
But not a bad idea. It's just we live. Well, this is a nice chunk of change, and I have had a list of things I wanted for a long time.
So we'll divide it up 3 ways.
Wait, Toby and brother don't get a share? Just kidding.
I almost made that comment.
Brother gets a share. No, Salandra, he doesn't get a share. And brother's like, I'm pretty sure I get a share.
Toby gets a share because because Clementine will use part of her share to give him delicious food and belly rubs.
Does Holt's guilt also get him an extra share?
Yes.
Got it. All right. What are you guys planning on? So like you go to a Helgak dealer. You come in with like an exact money order for like 6 Helgak, and he's like, "You were planning this purchase, weren't you?"
For a very long time.
Well, nice work, you three. Let me go get the reins, I guess.
Thank you.
And he brings you 6.
Clementine is fucking vibrating with excitement.
Like,
Clementine, you're gonna have to actually explain to me what to do with these things.
You love them and cherish them. They're so beautiful.
and he comes back with 6 like gently
They smell
floating,
like shit.
but I'm about to say very smelly and also very stupid looking creatures.
See, aren't they beautiful?
Like they float noiselessly. They don't make any clomping noises like horses. They also like don't strictly have mouths with which to make mouth noises either. So just like they're eerily silent.
What do they eat through?
They definitely have orifices like with which to consume plant matter and such, and leaves and all sorts of other things, but they do not have like they don't have like mouths for speaking. Like they don't neigh and they don't bleat and they don't bellow. They just sort of
Handle animal.
float
It's
around.
grayed out.
Handle animal is grayed out.
It's grayed out. That's okay, I can handle that part. I can handle the handling.
If you misbehave,
I'll brand you.
yep.
Don't be mean to them! They're kind of dumb. They don't know you're joking.
They don't actually understand a word I'm saying.
You don't know that.
You just said they're kind of dumb.
Yeah, but I just said they're kind of dumb.
And if they understand us, then they understand that you called them dumb, and you've lost their trust right now.
You see, as they make
Just
no
because
action.
they're not smart doesn't mean that they're not wonderful.
Jesus. No. There's probably a Marduk in there. Oh, I picked up some bad habits from Aziz. Crap.
Wop wop.
Well, just remember, Salandra, it only takes 30 days to start a new habit. Or to stop a bad one.
Huh. In any event,
Where the fuck did you get that?
My paw? Where else would you get all of your random wisdom?
Yeah. Maybe for halflings. Elves don't do anything in 30 days.
Oh god, too true.
Usually takes them that long to take a crap.
I give up after 40 days or
Immortality
so.
is not all it's cracked up to be.
All I'm saying is, who wants to live forever? That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. Nobody.
Anyway. So you've got 3 people, 6 Helgak. That's 2 leads, 2 hands. Everybody takes 2 Helgak. The Helgak gently float behind. That being said, like, unless you guys go in a line, you're gonna like take up the entire road with your proscenium of Helgak. And like you guys are, you guys
Do we
are,
have to take the road, or can we actually like ride these things?
you should not ride them in town. It's just
Okay.
considered to be impolite to be floating around on a Helgak. I mean, you could ride them and like carry one behind you, but like don't gain too much altitude.
All right, well, we'll do the single file thing. Space ourselves out.
You are turning a lot of
Prob-
heads. That's a lot of
Clement-
money walking around.
Clementine should probably be, I don't know, what do you think, the middle or the front? Where are you, since you're the only one who actually knows what the hell you're doing?
Front. That way I'll lead them.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we should skedaddle out of the city.
You guys head out. It's 2 days back to District 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, what, 2 or 3 days back to Grubb's workshop?
Yeah, something like that.
So do you think we should go through the gate or fly over the wall?
Well, I mean, we have passports. And if we go at the same time as the shift change, I imagine they won't look too closely at a group of people bringing in 6 Helgak, because people like that have power and connections, and they're not going to want to fuck with us.
Or they might be looking for a big bribe.
Or they might be looking for a big bribe, in which case we will tie ourselves to the Helgak and float away.
Hmm.
You know the people of District 2 better than I do.
Oh, I'm more worried about the guards. But so, trying to remember the map, Ronald.
Yes.
How much time would it save us if we went straight over the wall?
If you went straight over the wall, it'd probably be 3 days all put together. But you would technically have committed a crime.
I lost you committed.
You may have technically committed a crime. Like, what's it called when you cross the border illegally? There's a word for that, isn't there?
There probably is, but I don't know it.
But aren't we doing that by having forged passports anyway?
Oh, absolutely. The big difference is, like, if someone catches you flying over the wall, they'll be like, oh, there are some criminals. Better mark their appearances. They have 6 Helgak, etc., etc. And like, if someone catches you with the passports, the exact same thing will happen. But they both, it is both dependent on whether or not you get caught.
Okay. Well, we'll do it the proper way for now, and just hope whoever is hunting us back in Wind City doesn't follow us too closely.
I mean, we were in and out pretty quick.
Clementine, I have some bad news concerning how easily you get in or out of anywhere, because there's a little spell that punches a giant hole in your plan.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Who
Don't worry
cares?
about it.
Whatever. A pool of natural water. I love that druids can just cast the spell in a pool of natural water. Just like, fuck it. Piss in a hole. It's a pool of natural water. Cast the spell.
And strangely, bards get it early too.
Dude, bards get everything early. But bards also get fewer spells. And they generally get fewer useful spells. Most bard spells are like clearly utility. They have a few spells that like deal damage and stuff. But for the most part, they don't. Wait, bards only get 6 skill ranks per intelligence modifier? That's a fucking crime. Like back in 3.5, I think they were the only one to get 8+ intelligence modifier. And even then, I think that's a little low. Like, you're a bard, give them as many skill points as they want. Who cares? Anyway. Oh god. 6th level bard spells include such fantastic wonders as Animate Object, Deadly Finale. What the fuck? What does Deadly Finale do? Anyway, so you guys head out. Oh god.
Wait for it to be something organic.
What the fuck? Okay, never mind. Bards are awesome. Bards have a level 6 spell called Life of Crime. You unleash the basest instincts of iniquity in the target and cause them to become his overriding reason for being. The target neither gains nor provides benefit from teamwork feats or aid in other actions, and can't willingly accept harmless magical effects from others. The target moves by stealth whenever possible and lies and deceives others instinctively to further their own personal agenda. In addition, when the target is conscious, it must succeed at a will save against the spell's save DC each hour or each round during combat or similarly stressful situation, or behave as if it was affected by a crime wave spell for 1 round. Life of Crime is particularly difficult to remove. Only a remove curse with a higher caster level or limited wish, or miracle can remove its effects.
That's pretty nasty.
Holy shit. Also, what is this crime wave spell? Hold on. Sorry.
Actually,
I fell into a wiki hole.
The bard archetype that I've kind of always wanted to play is the archaeologist, the really, really Indiana Jones based archetype. It's really cool.
So crime wave affects 1 creature per level, no 2 of which can be more than 30 feet apart, and the duration lasts for 1 round per level. You instill overwhelming avarice in the targets and impel them towards a wild spree of larceny. So they start rolling a D percentile of every round, and 1 through 25 act normally but with suspicion towards others. 26 to 50 attempt to steal combat maneuver or sleight of hand check to steal a random valuable object from the nearest creature or a nearest unattended object. 51 to 75 attempt to break, destroy, or deface the nearest unattended manufactured object or structure. And 76 to 100 attack the nearest creature. For this purpose, a familiar counts as part of the affected creature's self. And if they're unable to perform any of these actions, they just try to hide. Affected creatures with the ability to turn invisible.
So great in a distraction in a city-based game.
Oh god, yes.
It's like, oh, the guard is after me. Crime wave.
Crime wave. Oh god. Meanwhile, deadly finale. You must have a bardic performance in order to cast this spell. With a flourish, you immediately end your performance, dealing 2d8 points of sonic damage to each target. In addition, each target takes 3 to 6 points of bleed damage for 1d6 rounds. Jesus, you just string your banjo. And
bleeding out your ears or something?
I assume that it just like sends out invisible knives that just like start chopping people up, and they just start bleeding out of the holes from the invisible knives. I don't know. I'm just imagining that scene from Kung Fu Hustle.
Exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh god. What? How? Bards? Anyway.
I mean, whenever someone like goes on about bards, like surprised the bards can be this cool, I just remind them of this.
The weirdest thing is that guitar actually worked, and the guy in the costume eventually learned how to play it. I mean, he didn't play it particularly well because it's not an actually good guitar, but he could play it. I love
this movie so fucking much.
So good. Anyway, so you guys head out for the night. You make camp off the road a ways. What's Brother's perception score? Roll a perception roll for Brother.
Okay. 15 plus what's Brother's? Sorry, I have to find Brother's skills. Where are Brother's skills?
Where are they? It's okay, we just gave him a fully functioning fucking flamethrower guitar. Jesus Christ,
don't worry about
why?
Brother has alert. Alright, here we go. His skills... his perception is 0.
He doesn't have eyes! Of course it's 0.
So it's 15.
Got it. Yeah, there comes a point in the night where you hear a voice in your head that simply says, I think someone is trying to steal one of the Helgag. By which I mean, I am reasonably certain that I am capable of witnessing someone who is attempting to get on one of the Helgag, who is neither Clementine, nor Holt, nor Toby, nor you.
I wake up. What do I see?
You definitely see, like, some shadowy cloaked figure getting on a Helgag and trying to, like, give it the commands to raise altitude, and it's just like... Murph. And like eventually it starts floating up slowly.
I grab hold of Brother. First off, before I do anything else, I'm going to try out my new hex.
Oh boy. What is this hex?
Slumber. So it essentially works like a sleep spell, except it affects creatures of any level. So he has to roll a DC 16 save.
Yeah, he doesn't make it. So like this guy starts floating away and he's like, come on, boy. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. And then like let me roll a D percentile to see if he remains in the saddle. Because this is not a military saddle. And so like the Helgak flies up, like maybe 20 feet or so, and then like you throw your hex out at him and just he's tilting over. He's tilting over. Oh, there he goes. And he just hits the ground with a clatter. And then he is immediately sprung awake and screaming in pain.
And he has a very pissed off elven chick with a black scimitar pointed at his throat.
Yeah, he's just like, oh god, my arm! Oh god, why?
I do a touch attack and I brand him.
Jesus.
I brand runes on his forehead saying "fucking idiot."
How much damage does that do? Just one?
Just one.
Okay. He screeches at this. Clementine, like everyone is awake now.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
Solandra, are you
God,
okay?
why?
Yep, Solandra's fine.
Now,
Yes.
Solandra, do you mirror fucking idiot, or does it just say fucking idiot so that like only he can read it in the mirror, or so that everyone else can read it?
Everyone else can read it.
Got it. Okay. That being said, Solandra, you notice that the Helgak is still gaining altitude.
All right, I'm gonna fly up after it. You guys handle him.
What the? Who are you? Were you trying to steal our Helgak?
Yes. Oh my god, my arm hurts so much. You look down at his arm and it is like bent the wrong way around. It looks awful. And now he's got
buddy.
this like and you can see like this smoldering text on his forehead which reads fucking idiot, and he's like, I just wanted to steal a Hellcat. You had 6, I figured you didn't need them all. And like he's just lying on the ground in a heap and he's just crying.
We've all been there.
I should describe him. He's just this like snot-nosed, like very destitute half-orc. Like he probably spent the last of his money on this cloak so that he would be able to walk around at night slightly more secretively than otherwise. He doesn't have shoes, he has foot wraps, and his pants and shirt are just like really, really cut up and in disrepair.
Clementine is gonna cast Cure Moderate Wounds.
Oh wow, that's cool. So like, you definitely restore all of his missing hit points, but Cure Moderate Wounds will not help a broken bone.
Oh no.
Be careful if you use cure spells on organ damage. That can really fuck things up.
That's good to know.
Yeah, like I don't want to minimize the effects of magic, but I also don't want to minimize the effects of the heal spell. Like if someone's heart has like bizarre problems, you're gonna actually want someone to like poke around in there before you just start throwing out your heal spells and such, because you'll fix the body, but it'll be fixed wrong.
Oh.
So surgeons are just as important as clerics in this world, but clerics are generally more useful. In any event, like he is no longer bleeding all over the place, and the brand is no longer smoldering, but it still clearly reads "fucking idiot," and his arm is still wrenched around the wrong way. It's just like no longer bleeding all over the place, and it hurts way less.
Oh, here, just let. Oh, Clementine will kind of take his cloak and like make it into kind of like a little sling. Sorry, I can't do anything about the bone, but just get the fuck out.
Okay.
Don't. Oh. I'm sorry, but please don't steal things. It's very rude, and we worked very hard to get these Helgak.
Make a diplomacy check.
Do I get the Helgak back?
Oh yeah, no, that's no problem at all. Like you just go up to the Helgak and you're like, go down, and it's like, okay, I go down now.
Sorry, I heard you say check, but I didn't hear if it was what check it was.
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
Dimplomancy, to be precise.
Diplomacy.
With such
15.
15. You actually leave an impression on this youthful half orc. He may not fully understand the errors of his ways, but he's like, got it. Do not steal Helgak from adventurers.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's if you're gonna steal shit, don't steal shit from people who look like us. You fucking idiot.
At least you'll have a good story about all this. Anyway, he boogies out. You're able to get to the you are able to get to the district gate without any additional problems or interference. Any other molestering.
Just malingering.
Just a little malingering.
Malingering, molestering.
And so you take
Halt.
the Helgak up through what?
And it's like, Holt's been so quiet. What's going on?
He's
I
in
don't
his
know.
own
Sometimes
little world.
he just gets moody.
Dude, he's at absolute
He's probably
moody.
just softly muttering under his breath, blood, 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 blood.
Blood.
More blood for the blood god!
Skulls for the skull throne. Fucking noise marines. Anyway, yeah, you guys get through the district gates, and you arrive back at customs at early dawn on the third day of your travel. And you go through the whole thing. It's just like, that's a lot of Helgak. Thinking, huh?
We have bill of sales on them all.
Oh, huh? But do you have a transportation permit for those? They don't seem like livestock. Well, they seem like livestock, not like pack animals, which means they're technically dealt with under a different statute. I think I'm gonna have to charge 60 gold pieces in order to issue temporary permits for all of them.
Sense motive.
Roll that beautiful sense motive footage.
12.
You don't know how to get a read on this guy.
I have no clue.
Yeah,
At all.
like nearest you guys can tell, like he is either acting dumb in order to elicit a bribe, or he is actually this dumb and just like doesn't know what to do and doesn't want the fallout to come out of his paycheck.
Oh, damn. Senator didn't say anything about this when she told us to take this district too, did she?
No, she didn't make mention of it.
All
She was in
right.
such a hurry.
All right. Let's get your name, and we'll give you the 60, and we'll just tell the senator about it when we get back.
Sounds good. Okay. And he like takes out a pen and paper and he's like, Senator who?
What's her name? Where's Cap when you need her?
Senator Falmer something or other. Falmer
No,
Oriwaran.
we were gonna take his name, and
Oh.
we're gonna give him the money. We're gonna take his name and tell the senator about it. So, but we didn't say a specific. We don't need to say a specific senator.
That's fair.
We're trying to scare him.
Make an intimidation roll.
Roll what?
An intimidation check.
Can I add bluff to try and be good cop?
You can absolutely roll bluff to be good cop.
Okay, my intimidation +4, so and 18.
And 11 for good cop bluff.
you are able to add 2 to Solandra's roll. You don't know, like, th- this guy seems too stupid for the threat to work on him. Like, he does not understand that this is a threat. He's like, oh, okay, this just must be protocol. And so, like, he writes out his name and, like, address on just, like, a slip of paper. And he's like, yep, I work at guard station number 6. And just, like, if you have any problems, you can contact my superior with another name and another guard station where you can contact him. And he gives those to you. And eager acceptance of the 60 gold pieces that he presumably believes that he will need to be owed or will need to pay someone else.
Honestly, he's so fucking earnest, I'm not even mad about it.
Damn. All right, we shell over the 60 gold pieces. After we leave, I just sort of say to Clementine, "What's the use of being clever with people who are too stupid to understand you're being clever?"
Right?
Right? He was nice. He was a nice guy.
He was dumb as fuck.
He was nice. Their two aren't mutually, exclusive. I think that the district needs more honest people like him.
Yeah, he is a beleaguered halfling by the name of Conrad Bottomhill, and his superior is, someone else. Like, these are people that you will, like, never meet or probably never see again.
He's a good man.
He's also a stupid man. Bug man, homeless man. Anyway.
Okay. Well, great. We're back in District 2. It smells better already. Well, at least the garbage is kind of masking the smell of the Helgak.
Almost. Barely.
I think they smell fine.
Is it time for more dirt? I believe it's time for more dirt.
Dirt time!
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na, dirt time.
Oh, do these things ever stop farting?
No. I can attest, they do not.
How do you think they float all the time? They can't all be magic like you, Solandra.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
Magic flying oxen. So you make 3-day trek to get to Grubb's workshop. You're not accosted or molested by anyone. And there it is in all of its barren glory. Grubb's workshop.
Well, I'm starting to get a little paranoid.
Because nothing's bothered us?
Yeah, things are going too smoothly. That's usually before something goes fucking massively awry.
I mean, I'm an optimist, and I'm gonna have to agree with you.
All right, I check out Grubb's workshop. Do I see anything weird there? Anything?
Make a perception roll.
22.
You look around the perimeter. The place is on lockdown, but he said that he was
23.
Ooh.
Sorry, I have +7 now.
You check around the place. Like, his window isn't open. The place is on lockdown, but he said before you guys left that he was going to, like, keep all the security on to make sure that no one could interrupt his work, and that he didn't have to deal with Mayor or anyone else. So this seems to follow with his story.
All right, why don't I go check things out first? I can get away fast if worst comes to worst. Just leave the Helgak back. maybe I'm paranoid, but I've been surviving in District 2 for a few decades now, so.
All right.
All right, I go slam on the door.
Ugh. What's the password?
Clam fucking chowder.
Hey, hey, hey. Close. No cigar, but I'm gonna give it to you because I like you. There's a large buzzing noise, and the door opens, and it's just his workshop.
Okay. I wave back at where Clementine and Holt are.
Sweet. We lead the Helgak on over to you.
Toby hangs out with Runner as usual. Oh God.
Oh.
Sorry, I dropped my fidget toy. And Grub is futzing around with the with the piece of chosen technology. And he's just like, all right, cool. How many did you get me? How many we got?
6.
All right. And you're insistent that I not bioengineer any of them, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. We're basically going to have a floating raft.
What's wrong with bioengineering them? I mean, he doesn't say kill them. He just means kind of adapt them, right?
He means experimenting on them without their say-so.
Hey,
Helgak can't consent to medical experimentation.
it's not an experiment. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional.
So would you like the Chosen to sweep you up and change some things about you without your say-so, even if they know what they're doing? No! It's the principle of the thing.
Hey, depends on what they're changing. If they give me a sweet robot arm, I'm down. They don't even have to ask. They can just do it. Still working on that, though.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
I mean, if they want to put a bomb in my brain, then that'll really, really irk me.
Particularly if it's one of those insectile sweet robot arms, the ones that just sort of looks like something that was crafted off a mutant praying mantis.
What the fuck? No. Ew, Cilantro, you're crazy, man.
You just lack imagination.
Okay, no, like it would be really cool, but I just like want a robot hand. Like I don't want blade arms. Jesus. All right, that's fine.
I'm gonna have to agree with Grub on this one. That would be very weird to have blade arms.
Holt takes a moment to consider how much damage he could do if he had blade arms.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work well for me. Can't really cast spells with blade arms, but
you really cannot. In any event, Grub takes the Helgak into his basement and gets to work.
Fuck.
Grub calls up. Make yourselves at home. Coffee maker's open.
All right, now I have some time. Salandra just starts peeling out of her hodgepodge of armor pieces. Takes out some like kind of scary looking needles from her pack.
Can I watch?
Sure.
So
Clementine eagerly pulls up a chair.
So it takes 2 hours to add a level 0 spell, and it takes a full day to add a level 1 or a level 2.
Oh, I thought it was 2 hours for level 1.
All right, it might be 2 hours for a level 1, 1 hour for a level 0, and then a day for anything beyond that.
Okay.
Right, yeah, you're right. It's 2 hours for a level 1, and then it's a day per level beyond the first. So like a second level spell is 1 day, and a second level spell is 2 days. I'm sorry, second level spell is 1 day, and a third level spell is 2 days.
Okay. All right, second level is 1 day, third level is 2 days. Can't do third level anyway. So how much would it cost for me to do a mirror image of myself?
So mirror image is
level 2.
So it's going to take 1 day, and then There's no Q in creation. What am I doing? Oops.
Maybe I'll start with the shield spell.
Random scroll generator. Oh boy. All right. So it will cost 150 gold pieces. I'm sorry. It'll cost 75 gold pieces to scribe a level 2 spell.
Okay. And if I start with shield, how long will that take? 2 hours?
That'll
And
take 2 hours and cost 12 and a half. You can round up or round down. I don't care.
Or I can just do 2.
Also, cool thing about spell scars, no one can just break your scroll, because like you can in fact hold action. If you see someone going for a scroll, you can be like, I hold action to fucking rip his scroll to shreds. Because the scroll
So there's a fair
only has
amount of
one hit point.
blood involved in this exercise.
Oh god, yes. So like this isn't a tattoo.
Clementine
Like
is
this
not
is
really phased by it.
this is like scribing a scroll on your body, right?
Kind of, yeah. But it's probably a little bit more rough and ready than a scroll. So I'd like visualize, just a few key runes that appear. Runes, not ruins. What am I saying?
Mega says room on his
If you
skin for
twitch your
18
arm too
total
much, it
spell
will be
levels.
ruins.
What was that?
If you twitch your arm too much, it will be ruins.
Yeah. Shush, distracting me.
Oh, here's an interesting thing. You can prepare spells from spell scars without expending them. So if you are separated from your spell book or whatever, you can still memorize the spells that are on the scars on your body.
Yep, that I knew.
That is incredibly interesting and incredibly useful, because you can bet if you go to wizard jail, the first thing they're gonna do is take your spell book and your studying implements away, and you'll be like, can't take my tattoos away. I can still fucking remember disintegrate.
And probably a lot of them won't even know what the hell the spells are anyway. So that the spell scars are. It's a little bit too jailhouse magic.
Yeah, no, it's pretty underhanded.
So how long are we going to be staying at Grubb's?
Grub is going to be working for a few days, basically nonstop. Also, when he said the coffee maker's open, he was lying. The coffee pot is filthy and the maker is unclean.
Yuck.
It's pretty grody.
After Solandra makes her tattoo, Clementine will make her a cup of tea.
Including Elijah's Whisper.
No, just tea.
That being said, that reminds me, you could really go for some Whisper right now.
I really could. That sounds so good right about now.
I mean, what else are you doing today, right? Just slip into some Whisper. Who'll notice? Who'll care?
Exactly.
Right? So, brilliant idea. You can make some tea for Solandra, and then you can make some for yourself. One for the patient, and then one for the doctor, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
So,
That's exactly right.
Solandra, Clementine comes to you with the tea, and you can tell, like, you miraculously succeed on your perception roll. You can tell that Clementine is tripping balls.
Watching someone get tattooed while
In my computer. Like it.
What was that?
Sorry, I missed all of that. When I opened up Grub's character sheet, it like hard locked my computer for a second.
Okay. I was saying, how long are we going to be there in terms of how many? I'm just wondering how many tattoos I can manufacture.
You're going to be there for 3 days total. Clementine, the earth around Grub's workshop is like extremely unhappy. It does not like having Grub here, and it does not like having Grub's machines here. But you can hear his machines, man, and they're all so happy. They used to be rocks and minerals, and now they're alloys, and now they're strong. They are stronger than stone and wood. You have an
Clementine
extremely...
wants to give the machine a hug.
You give Runner a hug. You engage Runner in an extremely long conversation. It is at the same time profound and humbling. You thought you knew your shit. You thought nature was the best. You were wrong. Runner really puts you in your place.
Perspective.
Oh, what? Let me see if I can find the GIF I'm looking for. There we go. Perfect. Like, it's that level of shitty, mind-blowing experiences. Salandra, it's kind of weirding you out. Clementine keeps talking to the robot dog, and the robot dog is just, like, staring into her eyes and, like, making those whining noises with his metal. Like, it's not like a, oh, could you please go away, or could you please stop? It's like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, man. Clementine, what are you on this time? What the fuck? Ah, oh, oh.
It's tea.
You're on peas?
Tea. Here. Look. Clementine pulls out the mushrooms. Basically, it's fucking. It looks like peyote.
Ah.
It helps you listen and see, and it feels really fucking good.
Hell, I already see too much.
It's fun. Do you want to try it?
Kind of curious, but I should probably wait for when you're not tripping.
That seems fair.
But we can give some to Holt. That'd be funny.
Great idea. There's a call from down in the basement. Guys, I need some help.
Oh, yep.
All right, come on down.
You go down there, and Grub has got like a whole bunch of extremely large and heavy machines half finished, and he's like, I did not consider how I am going to get this out of my basement.
Did we just lose Renault?
Oh, sorry.
I just heard I am. Oh, there you are. We just heard I'm not sure how I'm gonna get this out of my, and then like pregnant silence.
Oh, he said basement. And like the 6 Helgak are just down there, and they're like, they've been outfitted with armored shells, and they're just like looking around like, meh.
Well, like, if the Helgak all go up at the same time, they could lift your workshop and then scoot out from under it.
Like, he looks at you like you are the stupidest person on the planet. Just like, I can't even like properly describe the 1,000-yard stare he gives you. Just like, what the fuck?
I just like put my hand against beside my mouth and just say, She's tripping.
Oh, okay. I think I can disassemble some of it and we can take it out in pieces and I can finish my work outside, but, no telling what'll happen out there.
What about the roof of your tower? Would that be a good launch pad?
Actually, bad news. Roof is slanted.
Why do you have a slanted roof?
I don't know. It just seemed appropriate.
While you're outside, you should plant some grass. Your earth is unhappy.
I don't think anything grows in dirt. Except for devil grass, and I would prefer to keep that as far away from me as possible.
Yeah, you really, really want to keep the devil grass far away.
It would suck if someone tried to burn my tower down and I fucking died fucking inhaling that shit. Anyway, yeah, I can take it apart and we can finish it outside, but I'm gonna need you guys to keep an eye on me and make sure that I don't know, nothing comes to try and take it.
Okay.
Actually, if you could go get me a giant tarp from Oasis, that would be great. Because if the Chosen see what we're doing down here, I know that they normally don't, but they will probably get very upset.
They're not gonna realize what's under the giant tarp?
I mean, no. Unless of
They
course,
probably won't.
unless of course they have sensors that can see through things. Oh shit.
Okay. Sounds legit. Let's go.
You inspire Grub to the concept of being able to see through walls and stone and things, and now he's just beside himself with fear and worry. You took a perfectly good grease monkey and you gave him anxiety. That's what you fucking did. So yeah. It's nothing more than an errand, but it is gonna take a giant tarp. Grub's ship is the ship that he is designing is basically a really big flying saucer basically.
Probably gonna need a couple of camels.
I've never met a camel before.
Yeah, I'm not really big on buying livestock, but I figured. Do we use camels in District 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Once per hour, a camel can regurgitate the contents of its stomach, spitting the foul material at a single target within 10 feet.
That's projectile vomiting as a weapon. Lovely.
Dude, totally. Turkey vulture. In any event, you guys get to Oasis. It's a 2 days travel.
So, how much time do I have before getting this? I mean, I'm just curious how many spell scars I might have.
You had 2
completed.
days to inscribe spell scars.
Okay. So I've got a couple shields and a mirror image.
Now, the question is, it dawns upon you that you may wish to buy other sort of stealthy-based implements to ensure that the construction goes off without a hitch.
All right.
So what would you like to purchase, and who would you like to purchase it from?
Actually, instead of Oasis, can I get this stuff from Auntie?
You could.
All right, so we'll go to Auntie instead. That's a little bit
Oh,
more.
wonderful. I love Auntie.
Better idea.
Are you tripping still, Clementine?
I'm walking perfectly straight.
Wow. It's amazing that I managed to find a crew where I'm the mature one.
We all have our vices, Salandra.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, yeah.
Shut up, brother.
So you guys head out to Auntie's camp. As you arrive, Auntie is already there to greet you.
Hi, Auntie.
Hello, Salandra.
I really need something else to call you. That gets embarrassing.
Sorry. I'm your auntie whether you like it or not.
Well, Auntie, I would like to borrow some of your expertise.
Okay.
We're looking to create a nice little, well, actually pretty big area where someone from up above won't see much.
Ah.
Is that something you could help us with?
You came to the right woman. The perfect woman, actually. I'm certain that we have an extra tent around here somewhere that we can loan you.
Only if it's a really, really big tent.
We got a big one. She takes you to an area, and she takes you into one tent that you hadn't like noticed before, and it's huge. Like it would definitely be able to cover up Grub's construction. It's also like one of those stealthy tents, so it's really hard to see into.
Yep.
And she takes you inside, and she's like, "Remember, don't tell anyone about this, all right?"
You know me. I try not to tell anyone about anything.
Exactly. And she takes you inside, and there is a giant hole reaching deep into the earth.
What?
Fucking awesome.
What?
Do you have like a giant worm in there or something?
No, we're looking for something. Ain't found it yet.
Oh, looking for something, are we?
Like, Clementine, what is your initial emotional response to the giant hole? Like, I couldn't tell whether you were like aghast or like terrified.
Amazed.
Okay.
Excited.
Has Clementine recovered from the whisper yet?
Yeah, you haven't told me that I've recovered, so I'm assuming I'm just fucking tripping balls.
Nope, you're tripping.
Okay.
That being said, this is sobering you
Sandra,
up.
is that a real giant scorpion or am I hallucinating it?
Oh man. Like this is definitely a sort of sobering experience. The earth around this hole has sort of like a pregnant glow about it. There's something in here and it wants it to be found.
Missed some of that. Pregnant glow, and then it wants to be found.
Yes, there's something in this hole that wants to be found. Like this is like some sort of consenting archaeology.
Oh my god.
Yes,
How
please
deep
dig
is
up
it?
my treasures. Auntie comments, it's about 50 feet down, and they're like there's a circling staircase and scaffolding along the walls to like try to prevent sand and such from falling back in.
Salandra, Clementine attempts to race ahead of y'all. Just in like, holy shit, this is amazing. I need to help whatever's trying to be found be found.
Auntie, she's kind of tripping a little.
Oh, she picks you up like under your shoulders like a child and like holds you up over the pit and is like, "Look down there. Look at it all." And like there's some torches and you can see some of the robed men, robed people digging below. And there's just like, wheelbarrow after wheelbarrow of dirt coming up and going back down.
I flick ash in an arcane gesture and detect magic.
Let's see how far detect magic lasts. Or how far it goes. Detect magic only goes 60 feet. You are not able to see the magic's aura from this distance. You could go deeper into the pit if you wish.
I sort of gesture towards the pit and look at Auntie.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
All right, I jump in.
You head in and you use your magical powers to be like, nope, I'm floating now. As you,
I feather fall. So
yeah, as you get lower and lower, like you can see something. It's so small. Um, like it's so far away in the earth, you can't tell how far away it is. Um, but it's not big at all. It's I don't. It's difficult because you cannot determine the distance. You cannot determine the size of the object. But you'd expect for a dig this big, it'd be something bigger than that. And then the thought crosses your mind: if it were bigger than this, it would not have taken this long to find it. Because it is so small, they're literally looking for a needle in a haystack. The aura that emanates.
can I help them target it, or
You
or
can.
I presume some of them have detect magic as well, so they're probably other people who have seen what I'm seeing now, right?
Actually, like once some other people see you like use detect magic, and they look at you and like they give themselves the like, you know, hand palm into forehead, and then a few of the others join in, and then there are three people who are all like huddled around you, detecting magic, staring downward. Everyone's eyes aglow with blue.
That's pretty fucking interesting.
That's beautiful.
Someone else mentions, yeah. Auntie, your genius friend's a genius. We know where to dig now. Like someone like takes a little flag and plants it, and like they have a little. It's like it's just like a little thin pole, and they try like getting it through the earth at the correct angle in order to hit whatever it is, but apparently they're not able to get the pole deep enough. But they know where to start digging, and some other people with shovels take this as a perfect opportunity to, start digging here and start digging straight down instead of in a large area.
I touch the ground where we see it, and I just cast a light cantrip, and which will to mark the area.
Brilliant. It'll be marked for enough time for someone to like get digging even faster. Auntie calls down. I guess since we're this close, you could take this tent, actually.
You're still gonna have to hide the hole, aren't you?
Once we get this close, there'll be no hiding it.
What is that thing? Was I able to get a sense of the relative power of it from the detect magic? I mean,
Unfortunately not. It's too far away and too buried. If
I don't know what you're after. That seems pretty cool, whatever it is.
It's actually pretty innocuous. Alone, it's innocuous anyway.
Clementine, do your wide little pupils see anything we're missing?
It looks like a watch. With all the gears and the crystals all like coalescing.
That's what you get, Salandra. That's what you get. Now, what really weirds me out is how Molly just guessed what I was thinking.
The whisper makes the link.
This is true.
I also have read enough of the media and seen enough of the movies you like to know your aesthetic.
You done did it.
Let me guess. You've watched Kronos.
No, I've watched Ink and I've read The Dark Tower, so.
No, I was thinking of Ronald. Have you seen Guillermo del Toro?
No, I have
No?
not. I have not seen Kronos.
Interesting.
Now I really want to. I should just look
I'll add it
through
to the list.
everything that he's made because I'm certain I would love it.
Yeah, it's essentially like a clockwork scarab that turns people into vampires. Kind of cool.
Holy fuck.
What the fuck?
I need to watch that immediately.
It's Guillermo del
85?
Toro.
Is that correct?
What was that?
85? No.
Probably. Might be 80s. Might be
Uh,
90s. It was when
Guillermo del Toro. Oh, I was spelling it wrong. 1993. Okay.
yeah, that sounds better.
About
It was
to say,
when Ron Perlman was still pretty young.
Okay.
wacky. Anyway, yes, you're absolutely correct, Clementine. This place is a locus. Whatever has been sitting here has been sitting here a very, very long time. As such, the accumulated clockwork energy of Septemport itself has sort of aligned itself to the presence of this object being where it is.
Beautiful.
In any event, Auntie calls out for people to tear the tent down, and she calls out for more people to like gather everyone. The dig doesn't stop digging until we get this thing.
Can we help? It's Grub. Grub doesn't need us immediately, right? We could hang out here and find out what it is first, right?
If you want to finish
Or is
digging
he-
thing up, that's absolutely perfect, but it's going to delay the creation of the ship.
Clementine's down to stay and help.
About to say, you guys could split the party. You guys can do whatever you want.
Well, we could send Holt back with the tent and the camels, and two of us can help Auntie out.
Sounds like a good idea.
Can't.
Halt does the menial grunt work, and the rest of you guys stick around here to get to digging. Put your backs into it.
My curiosity is a bit too much to let this go. Too close. I want to see what the fuck is down there.
I like it. So,
She's saying this to Clementine, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, Clementine's still tripping. Never mind."
I mean, I can still hear you. It's just that your voice has a lot more tones to it.
It's so pretty.
I keep chasing them all at once, and it makes me kind of dizzy.
Beautiful butterflies coming from my mouth.
Like a whole bunch of people are loitering around the hole as others like dig frantically.
I shouldn't tease the stoned halfling.
It's bad. Don't do it.
I mean, there's no harm in it. She doesn't get it.
While others dig and like others are taking wheelbarrows out, and like Auntie is trying to get them to disperse because she's like, "No, you guys need to go rest. We'll call you in when we need you. We still don't know how much deeper down we're gonna go, and we are running this dig around the clock." But yeah, Solandra, Clementine, I assume that you lend
Clementine?
Yeah?
Are you able to cast your spells?
Yeah, they're really wonderful.
Can you summon other types of elementals besides fire elements?
Yeah, sure. What do you need?
She points at the dirt below.
Earth elemental?
Might things make things go faster.
Yeah, sure. They don't stay around for very long, but
Would an earth elemental be useful in this to Auntie in this one?
Absolutely. Earth elementals have the earth. You have knowledge planes, correct?
I do.
Then you are aware that earth elementals have the earth glide ability. A burrowing earth elemental can pass through stone, dirt, or almost any other kind of earth except metal as easily as a fish swims through water. If protected against fire damage, it can even glide through lava. Its burrowing leaves behind no tunnel or hole, nor does it create any ripple or other sign of its presence. A move earth spell cast on an area containing a burrowing earth elemental flings the elemental back. Funny. But presumably this elemental can only last for a certain number of rounds, correct?
yes.
All right, tell me how many rounds this earth elemental can last for, and I will determine how much it is able to carry.
Okay. So, let's see. Okay, so it is Summon Monster 2. It is a... time.
So it lasts for 6 rounds, and that's a minute, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, this thing definitely has enough time to glide down and then glide back up.
Would it be able to take something back up with it?
It should be able to.
What was that?
It should be able to.
It's worth a shot. Could save us some time.
Sure. Yeah, Clementine casts her spell and sends her elemental off down into the earth.
Let me just calculate its carrying capacity. 16 strength on a small creature. Oh, come on. So for small creatures, okay. Small creatures.
Ooh,
are
the other
times
one
three quarters.
that would have been fun would have been the air elemental. You could have done a whirlwind.
That's what I was thinking you were gonna say. So I was confused as to because I didn't know they could air element or earth elementals could do the burrowing.
The whirlwind would have been fun.
That would have been a little messy.
Yeah, it would have been messy. Definitely. Been like a really bad Dyson commercial.
So the earth elemental is able to physically move the object, but it's not able to move it very far or very quickly. It's kind of like someone who is swimming trying to pick up a rock and try to lift it up through the water. Like, it's just weird and awkward to move. That being said, it is bringing it closer and closer to the surface. Unfortunately, it fades away from existence before it's able to do so.
That's okay. He did his best.
Also, you can...
Well,
number
that's
one, you can cast
definitely-
the spell again. Number two, Salandra, you can see its aura even closer. You're going to want to close your third eye. It's starting to hurt.
Fuck, that thing's powerful. Can I do a spellcraft or acknowledge Arcana to try to figure out what we're dealing with?
Go for it.
Sorry?
Go for it.
You're chopping up again.
God damn it. Go for it. Make the roll. Absolutely.
Was that me or was that Reynolds? Did you lose him too?
It was chopping up a little for me, though I could kind of hear him.
Okay. Ooh. It's probably overkill. I got a... Well, do I get my +2 to identify magic item properties, or just the regular?
You
well,
do.
It's 31 without that.
You immediately recognize it as an object of artifact level power. Though,
Auntie, what the fuck are we getting into here?
though what it is, you have no idea. Or what it does, you have no idea.
Oh, man, this fucking thing is like a spike in my head.
Do you want me to send another elemental down towards it?
Auntie pipes up. That'd probably be a really good idea.
All right. Oh, send number 2 on down. Off you go.
It goes down, bringing it up even closer, even further. Like it is almost breaching the surface. Like the
Salandra
dig is reaching a fever pitch.
Pats Clementine in the head and says, "That is a very, very handy ability."
Yes, it is.
Can you summon any more earth elementals?
Let's see. What level is that? Level 2 or
Yes.
level
I do believe it is a second level spell.
2nd level? I had my chart up because my spell amounts changed over the.
Don't druids have the ability to change anything into a size or something like that?
You are absolutely true.
I just didn't know how many level 2 spells I have. Okay, I've got one more. Alright, one more elemental.
Oh man, I'm trying to.
He's very cute.
Isn't he?
I'm trying to find a picture of that. Do you guys remember the? In any event,
I'll call him Nomi.
That's a cute name. I like that.
the earth elemental is able to get the thing to breach the surface. At which point, people like try picking it up. It is apparently extremely heavy. I'm trying to find that. What is it? Wasn't it like a device found off the shores of Greece? It's this weird sort of
The Antikythera device, Antikythera mechanism.
How do you
Is
spell
that the one you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Uh,
How do you spell that?
It was I think it's ANTICHY, something like that. Somewhere in there. Let me. I can find it.
Damn it.
I was just telling my niece about that.
Wow, really?
I'm not familiar with it.
You will see it very soon. It's very bizarre.
Did you get it? I just picked it up.
Nope, we did not get any text
All right,
in the chat.
I'll give you the image. Sorry, I was just.
Oh no, I could not find the image.
There's a good. How do attachments?
That is a very good question.
Doing it. I save it too.
Panic! Picnic! Oh, that is not actually what I was thinking of, but you know what? Good enough for me.
No, here's not.
Oh, yep. That one is definitely the one more like what this thing is.
That's so weird. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, people call it like the world's first computer. There's a lot of speculation that it might have been designed by Archimedes himself.
Whoa.
Damn. Still nothing on the death laser, though.
It could, yeah. Well, there's actually like some engineers who have been working on all of those like mythical gadgets of Archimedes, and apparently they're feasible. Like the whole, using mirrors to focus light on a ship's sails to set the sails on fire is apparently possible.
Huh.
Giant fucking claw reaching out from the city's walls to rip boats apart, apparently also possible.
That was the big one. That was the big one that they definitely proved did work. Just like it's this weird sort of crane attached to a claw, and just like I don't think it rips the ship apart, but it tips it over. Which is like just the ship is ruined. Number one, the ship is ruined. Number two, the occupants are totally fucked. Like, do you want to swim to shore?
Archimedes was an unusual individual, so
he was pretty wacky.
I had this idea for a story that essentially Daedalus reincarnated as Archimedes and Leonardo da Vinci during the course of his immortality.
Oh,
that's awesome.
So like there is as this thing breaches the surface, it is.
Oh, and Tesla would be good.
Is it the crazy talking or the genius? I think it's both. Like everyone regards this thing with a silent awe, and the silence is broken by like sort of like just like a whooshing in the air. Auntie looks up, and like you can see, like even from this distance, you can see like I'm trying to think of like the exact emotion that's played out on her face.
Auntie, what the fuck did you? What is this thing?
Like the look on her face is somewhere between like doubt and disappointment, and she mutters something to herself, but you can't quite make it out. And as you look up, you can see a chosen ship flying overhead.
Oh fuck!
At which point, the other people start rushing the fuck out of the hole. There we go. That's the one. But in any event, that's the one. Yeah, the link that you just posted.
Oh, okay.
That was the one that I had in my mind. The one like caked with like mold and stone.
Yeah. I was giving you the pretty recreations.
Yeah, the thing that you have in your possession is much more like the rundown form. But yeah, people start running out of the hole real fast.
How the fuck can we get this? Auntie, do you have any tricks up your sleeve to get this out of here?
She just calls down you and she's like, bring it up, quick.
All right.
You guys, Solandra, this thing is heavy.
Clementine will transform into a horse to help pull it up.
Not a bad idea. You're able to sort of like fasten a rope around it. Is use rope still a skill? Is that still a skill?
It is not.
What would be use rope? Sleight of hand? Let me look it up.
Survival?
Use rope. Rope
Escape
master.
artist, maybe?
Escape artist is getting out. I'm gonna say it's survival or like any applicable skill. Like if you can, it's not hard for someone to convince me. Like, oh, I can use this skill to tie knots, and I'll be like, yeah, sure, whatever. But follow tracks, survival conditions. Survival's good enough. Solandra, could you please make a roll that you think that is appropriate in order to tie this device to the Clementine horse?
Tying something to a stoned horse. Great. I see no problems in this idea. Well, escape artist. It's more about untying ropes, but it's kind of you have to know one for the other.
I'll allow it.
Okay, escape artist would be a 22.
All right. Yep, you were able to tie a decent knot. Clementine, you're able to use your horsiness to quickly pull the thing out of the area, and thank God you're a horse, because this thing is fucking heavy. You don't know why. It doesn't look that heavy, but it is. The robed figures are they're booking it. They're out of here. This was to be expected, and
If I were to cast Levitate on Clementine, that allow her to get out of the pit faster?
it would, by virtue of
Okay.
allowing her to
My
go
lord.
straight up out.
I'll put her right up against the wall, because Levitate doesn't allow any horizontal movement, but get her up there fast.
Sounds good.
Fucking you.
As you guys reach the surface, there are 3 armored and masked figures coming towards Auntie. And the ship has like taken a holding pattern above the encampment.
Is Auntie still with us?
Auntie is at the top, and I assume that you guys assemble around her.
Yep.
The 2 people on either side are equipped with strange ranged weapons, the likes of which that you have not seen. And the one in the front is holding a sword that is like dancing with electricity. And like their masks are like just sort of like perfect white, like featureless. And his is white, but it has a gigantic claw mark on the left cheek where you can actually see a bit of flesh. And what is there is like blackened. Whatever it is that clawed this guy, it was some nasty business, and it left a nasty wound. But I guess, like, on the one hand you can say, oh, he suffered a nasty wound. On the other hand, you can say he survived a nasty wound. And he looks at her, looks at the object tied to the horse, looks at all of you, and like points his blade at the strange device and says, let me get his voice right. What business do you have taking something that does not belong to you? Auntie pipes up. It's lost. Has no owner. Mine now, I guess. The chosen soldier responds, No. You don't understand. We own you. We own this entire place. Just because you found it doesn't mean that it's yours. And he starts walking towards you guys.
Auntie, can we win this?
Clementine snorts and tosses her head angrily, giving that guy the horse stare at.
Auntie takes a hold of your hand, Salandra, and like looks at you dead in the eyes and just whispers, absolutely not.
Can we get the fuck away from them?
Maybe.
And if you have any tricks for that, to help with that, do it now.
Got it. Like as he steps closer, like he cries out, "Tell your beast to bring it to me." Obviously gesturing to Clementine. And before anyone can answer, like your eyes are all immediately drawn to the ship up above, which appears to be under attack.
Is under attack? From what?
Is under attack from another ship that is also approaching. The rain of brimstone that falls down over the entire camp begins engulfing tents in flames. Like you can hear screams erupt. The man with the sword gestures to the two others and says, "Go up there and handle that. We don't have time for this." At which point, Auntie uses this as a perfect opportunity to start running.
Yes. Get Auntie onto Clementine. Is Clementine overloaded now, or is she okay?
Clementine is not overloaded. Quadrupeds have like incredibly improved abilities to carry things. Like I think they can carry like 2.5 times as much things as someone of their normal strength. Yay, quadrupeds!
All right, so I'll fly, and probably can. I think we're probably moving around the same speed. If I remember, horses are pretty damn fast.
Horses are quite fast, and Clementine's fucking booking it.
So as you guys so Auntie is guiding your way, Clementine. She knows her way through this camp, and like as the brimstone and fire and like all sorts like the noises coming from above are unnatural, like explosions and like flaming screams, the likes of which that you have never heard. And as she guides you through the burning tent town with this maniac hot on your heels, like she stops you sometimes, at which point like flaming boulders enter your path, and had you been going there, you would have been crushed.
If I vanish Clementine, would that mean is Auntie just floating in the air then?
Yes, I would say so.
That
being said, she hurls like a series of caltrops behind her shoulders, like out of one of her bags, and the figure following you says, "Do you think that something like that is supposed to stop me?" And she shrugs, like she's desperately at the end of a rope.
How close is the figure?
The figure is hot on your heels. Clementine is somewhat slowed down by this, but he's basically able to keep pace with you guys.
I'm gonna cast I'm gonna try to slumber him. So,
what is the saving throw on slumber?
It's a DC 16 will.
Yeah, he shakes it off like it's nothing. He doesn't even get drowsy. You see one booted foot take a step a bit slower. But otherwise it has no appreciable effect. You can spare a glance up towards the sky, and as you do, you cannot tell which ship is getting the worst of it. So Auntie is riding Clementine, and she guides you. She is not guiding you in the direction of Grubb's workshop. Do you follow her guidance anyway?
Well, I don't want to lead this guy straight back to the Grubb's workshop anyway, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Auntie.
Where the fuck are you taking us, Auntie?
I trust her.
Don't worry about it. After a little ways, though, after a long ways through the chase, she's there is nothing but open dune and desert as she starts riding off, and she looks back at you, Salandra, with like a forlorn expression, and she just says, "Hold them off as long as you can. Every second counts."
Fuck. I had the feeling it was going to come to this. She doesn't have much flight left, so how long have we been on the run?
You guys have been the tent city is not that big. It's only got a couple hundred people in it, so you've only been running for a couple of minutes, and Auntie had to double back a lot. Like, she could not just take a straight shot to wherever it is that she wanted to go. There was a lot of burning rubble for her to dodge.
All right, so while we're still on the move, I would have cast Mirror Image and Shield.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Roll initiative?
Oh, boy. It's good that Solandra's insanely overconfident.
And like, this is the chosen
that-
Solandra. This is your opportunity to show them that District 2 has a voice or something.
Okay, that brings me to a 24.
You like, this guy is like marching and trudging towards you, no shield, just the blade. And you, I wouldn't say as much as you get the jump on him as you see a clear opportunity for you to act first.
Okay. So if I charge him, will he would get an attack of opportunity on me, right?
Nope. Because you are not going through a square that he threatens.
What was that?
You are not going through a square that he threatens, and therefore you will not provoke an attack of opportunity.
All right, so I can enter his space and attack him without getting an attack
Yes.
opportunity.
Attacks of opportunity are triggered when you leave spaces that he threatens.
Oh, okay.
Not when you enter them.
All right. I am going to. I'm going to use a swift action to make my blade keen. To make my blade. Sorry, just checking if this works. And here I can't. All right, I can use. Oh, Vorpal would be really handy.
Would it be great?
All right,
Get a natural 20, just kill him.
I add keen and flaming just in case he's resistant to shock. And I will attempt a spell strike on him. I suppose my first one's going to have to be just a spell strike since I moved in to meet him. Oh, and I have... Holt is the tank.
Yep.
He is.
I am not a tank. I've got... Four plus 1 for 3 caster level. So 5 images. So 6 of me altogether.
Whoo!
Alright, my spell strike. 16 plus... I'm not doing spell combat because I can't until next round. So I think I am at a... Actually, instead of doing flaming, could I have just added an additional +1 enhancement?
Sounds good.
Okay. So I'm keen and I'm +3. So that puts me at +12. So that's a 27. And I'm channeling a shocking grasp through it. Since I'm keen, that's in my threat range if this guy's vulnerable to criticals.
Roll to confirm. What is your total to breach his armor class?
It was a 16 plus 12, 28.
Okay. All right.
What do I need to confirm? I got a 14 plus that same 12.
That is not enough to confirm the critical hit.
I confirmed?
You did not confirm.
Ah. So I just barely hit the guy, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Oh, holy crap. Okay, so brother does 11 points of damage, and the shocking grasp. Anyway, vulnerable to shocking grasp does 10, 15, 16 points of damage.
So you hit him. You hit him very hard. The electricity. So like when you normally use shocking grasp, you see the electricity sort of like disperse across the opponent's like body, but it all goes in at once. As the electricity transfers from your blade across his armor, it dances across his armor, and it does not seem to breach underneath.
Oh, fuck.
But you do land a blow on him. At which point, he takes a look at Brother and just, like, looks at you and remarks, "Someone else who has taken things that do not belong to them." And as he does so, he initiates a grapple. What is your combat maneuver defense?
My CMD is in +4? Oh, defense, 18.
Okay. Yeah. So he
But I do have 5 other me's out there.
Oh, yep. Fair enough. Never mind. I take that back. So before he is not going to initiate the grapple this turn. Instead, he looks at one of the brothers. You can tell that he's not looking at the right you. But and he says that. But he would not make such a foolish. He wouldn't do such a foolish thing. Instead, he begins like chopping through the images.
Okay. How many images does he destroy?
How many images do you have?
5.
All of them.
Oh, fuck.
Like, you are able to like dance between the images in such a way that you don't get hit by the blade, but as there are fewer and fewer images, it's harder and harder to get away from it. Electricity has been your friend up until this point, but even as you dodge the myriad of sword strikes that are raining down upon you, you still manage to take 3 points of electricity damage as arcs jump off of his blade. And when it's just you and the one remaining image, like, you can tell at this point he is weighing his options as to whether to attack the real you or the fake you, and he just slashes at the final image, completely and fully aware that it was not correct.
All right. Beginning of the next round?
It is the beginning of the next round.
Okay. I am going to use spell combat. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to use Brother, but I'm going to make a touch frigid grasp on him.
Go for it.
Frigid touch on him. So I'm going to touch, and that is a 23 on a melee touch attack.
That is a hit. You touch him.
And assuming he is not immune to cold, he's staggered. There's no save on the stagger. And he takes 15 points of cold damage if appropriate.
Huh. Interesting. In any event, he does not take any strength damage from the attack. Is it called Frigid Grasp or Chill Touch?
This is Frigid Grasp.
Pardon.
It's a 2nd level spell.
There we go. There we go.
So it doesn't do strength damage. It just it staggers you without a save for one round.
Got it. You can see the cold disperse across his armor as the electricity did. But like it is definitely having a negative effect on the suit, and just like the armor takes on a blue hue, and like frost begins to grow on it, and like you can see the sort of steam coming off of it, and like he is struggling to move within it.
While he's staggered, can I avoid taking an attack of opportunity if I get the fuck out of dodge?
Unfortunately, you could, but it will. You could definitely move away, unless he wants to take his standard action to attack you instead of do anything else.
All right, so he probably would take it. So, well, then I have to stick around for one more round, so I might as well make my attack with Brother on him.
Go for it.
Did he seem to take damage from the first attack from Brother?
Yes. Like, the strikes against his armor are definitely delivering kinetic energy that is damaging the body underneath.
All right, so Brother is still keen. I rolled a 15, so that's within threat. But I don't know if that's a hit. So I'm at a plus 10 currently.
At a plus
so
10?
Minus,
so a
so
25? That is not a hit.
Ping. Oh, crap.
You know what? He's gonna cut you. What is your armor class? Ooh, Salandra, what is your armor class?
Currently 22.
22. He delivers a hit. Like, as he brings his sword down on you, he is able to sort of like break free of the frost and rime that is covering his suit. As the blade hits you, like, it just, like, the sword hit to the gut sucks. But the surge of electricity that comes along with it is somehow worse. In total, you take 20 points of damage.
Jesus.
14 from the steel, 6 points from the electricity.
So that's what that feels like.
So that's what that feels like. Ow! Back to you, though.
Okay. So, okay. I'm gonna say you can move after you make an action, right? As long as it's not you're not full action. So my plan is to use my bladed dash spell, which would mean I'd get I could make an attack on him, then it would allow me to go 30 feet away from him, and then if I can continue using my movement, I'll continue flying. Is that acceptable? And bladed dash prevents attacks of opportunity. Hello?
Interesting. No, I was just reading the spell. You may not move in addition to casting the spell.
Was that?
if you cast the spell and then attack, like I'm going to assume that like
But the movement is part of the spell.
the movement is part of the spell, but casting the spell is a move action. Otherwise,
okay,
otherwise you have 2 standard actions in a turn, so something doesn't add up.
Okay. Well, it's the attack is itself a free act spell. It's part of the action of the spell.
Okay.
It's not spell combat or anything.
You know what? I'll
so
give it to
it's okay. So I hoping because I don't think I can survive another hit from this guy. All right. So, ooh, and this tie has been so awesome. All right. So that is a 32.
you. That is a hit.
And can I confirm?
Can you confirm?
26. I think that was not a confirm before, right?
That is not a confirmation, unfortunately.
Oh, wait a second. I'm not adding my additional +1. Where am I?
You also get to add your intelligence or charisma modifier to the roll, whichever is higher.
Intelligence.
Right.
Why am I adding my intelligence modifier?
Because that's a part of the bladed dash spell. You
It
gain a
uses
circumstance bonus
intelligence?
in addition to whatever stat it normally would. You gain a circumstance bonus on the attack roll equal to intelligence or charisma, whichever is higher.
Oh, okay. Well, I definitely hit. The question is, I think with my that was a 27. If I count the additional +1 I gave brother.
Right. And then if you add intelligence or charisma on top of that?
This is for confirmation. Do I get to add it there?
Yeah, it's an attack roll. Yes, you do, because it is considered an attack roll to confirm a critical hit.
Awesome. Okay. Well, it's not going to be the most massive of damage because it's just my normal attack. But I get a 12 points times 2, 24 points.
You so you hit him real good. You hit him so hard it knocks the mask off his face. And the face that stares at you with eyes of burning hatred is one that has seen nothing but war.
Does he look bloodied?
No.
All right, I'm going to keep with my original plan of getting the fuck out of there.
But yeah, like the it's weird. Like the bladed dash sending you backward gives you enough velocity to hit him really hard. It's very bizarre. Somehow moving backwards increases your forward momentum. Don't worry about it. But like his face is just like caked in scars, and where that claw wound was, like there's just like a black patch of skin on his cheek where like there's no stubble and there's nothing. It sort of like caves into his mouth a little bit, disfiguring his jaw. And you make additional movement away.
Yes. And as soon as I have I'm going to keep on going at my maximum speed, and I'm going to be casting Vanish at my first opportunity.
Got it. You'll be able to cast Vanish at the beginning of your next turn.
And I'm not hearing anything.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just trying to think about what he would do. He has more than just the blade at his disposal. But does he want to use one of his toys against such a lesser creature? I think he'll just charge. Simple enough. So he's going to charge you down. And your armor class was 22, right?
Yep.
He hits you again.
Oh, crap.
The blade.
What is he hitting me with? How did he catch me?
So he can charge and move double his movement and then take an attack at the end of the charge.
Oh, but I was flying. Is that...
And he starts walking on the air.
Fuck.
Like where your flight is just sort of like directed movements, you can see his boots begin to glow as he walks on the air as if it were solid earth.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Dashing
How much
towards
damage?
you, and he deals 18 points of damage.
Okay. That's not good.
Are you dead, dying, unconscious?
No, I have 7 whole hit points left.
Oh boy, 7 whole hit points.
It's a good thing I leveled up.
Level ups are important.
Yep.
Jesus.
What would you like to do now, Salandra?
Vanish and get the fuck away.
Casting Vanish will provoke an attack of opportunity unless you succeed a concentration roll, etc., etc.
All right. Making a concentration roll to cast defensively. And I got a... forget what the bonus is on this thing. Casting defensively. I wish I had a camera to show you this die rolling, because this purple die is like my lucky die from now on.
This has been serving you well.
It has been serving me well. So, casting defensively.
It
What
should
is
just
it
be
I'm
it
trying?
should
All right,
just
I'm
be
trying
a
to...
caster level roll. So add your Magus level to it.
Okay. Yeah, so I easily make additional.
Unfortunately, it's not necessarily so simple when you're dealing with someone who kills a lot of mages for a living.
Oh, crap.
So,
Got like Spellbreaker or something like that.
yep. You have like people who you have to cast defensively in a very sort of practiced manner. If you fuck up casting defensively, you just lose the spell without even trying, you know?
Well, I rolled a 19, so, and then I have like whatever bonus on top of that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not like you absolutely succeed in casting the spell. Unfortunately, your practice movements in casting defensively, he is intimately aware of.
Oh, crap.
And
Okay.
so you provoke even though you should not provoke.
So I'm probably gonna die.
Salandra, no.
So he grabs your arm. He grabs your wrist in the middle, like at the end of your spell, and even though you are invisible, he has grabbed hold of you. And being invisible is not particularly helpful when your foe still knows where you are. And then it is his turn. So, like, he struggles with you for a bit. He drops his own blade and then reaches for yours. This is definitely going to be like a sort of a series of clashing rolls. Combat maneuver defense doesn't begin to hold up. So you can like roll escape artist or just an attack roll to try to overcome his frantic grabs.
Okay. Jeez, do I have tricks up my sleeve?
Speaking of Lord of the Rings nerds, it's like Gollum like grabbing for Frodo's finger when he's got the ring on. Like, yes, he's invisible. No, it's
Yeah,
not.
Does it matter? No.
I really wish I'd had a little more time with the spell scars.
Don't we all? Sadly, as it turns out, we never have enough time.
Cat's grace, frigid touch. Shiny grasp is useless in the sky. Rain, magic. Yeah. I'm running out of options, mostly rapidly. Okay, I am going to try to do escape artist, and then fly straight up.
Go for it.
And fuck, you're not gonna believe. I'm seriously, I'm not. I think this die is like just whacked. But I've already. So anyway, a 24.
Unfortunately, that is not enough.
Oh man, it's just like I don't know what's going on with this die.
It loves you, but its love is not as strong as this man.
I know. I didn't really think I had a chance anyway.
You've actually been putting up a good fight, which is why he's this furious. And in order to show his fury, it's weird how he is pinning you down in midair, but he seems to be sort of used to combat in flight. And eventually he has each of your hands in his hands, and he bellows, "I am tired of this foolish exercise." At which point, he makes a strength roll.
Yeah, strength is not Salandra's strong suit.
I'm about to say, Salandra, make an opposing strength roll.
All right, dude. Oh, you heard me complain, didn't you? Well, let's see. I have no strength bonus, and I rolled a 6. I wasn't really complaining. I just wanted them to be able to see it.
Okay,
Don't be mad.
What happens is he starts bending your hands back, and he keeps bending your hands back, and he keeps bending your hands back until eventually he can wrap his thumbs around your wrists while his fingers keep bending your hands back. You can hear the many bones and tendons pop and rip as you are filled with terrible pain and anguish.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
This is the worst pain you have ever had to suffer.
Maybe
Your
not,
hands are useless. But as you would you like to scream, or would you like to try to stop yourself from screaming?
I want to spit blood into his fucking face.
Go for it. He seems to relish your impotent rage. At which point, his sadistic pleasure turns to mild concern as he looks up at the ships battling overhead, and he just bellows, "Useless! This is not over!" At which point he disappears in a flash. At which point he releases your hands, holds up his hand, his sword returns to his hand, and then he and his blade disappear in a flash. At which point you start gently floating back down to earth. As the explosions rip out overhead.
I'm gonna recover, brother. Did I take damage from that? Hit point damage?
It was not a hit point damaging attack. That being said,
I'm gonna try to recover, brother, and I'm still invisible at this point. I'm gonna see if I can find the horse.
It is impossible for you to hold, brother. You can.
No, I know I can't really hold him, but I'm gonna try to recover him. So.
You can try to hold him up, with your wrist stumps. What's that part in Deadpool where he breaks both of his hands trying to fight Colossus?
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's impossible for you to really hold anything. Eventually, you're able to tuck brother under a shoulder, and because of his peculiar nature, you don't have risk of cutting yourself. It is not difficult to follow the horse tracks. That being said, you are exhausted.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Eventually, Clementine comes back to you, strangely enough. And the ships overhead, like, one of them begins flying away and the other one gives chase. Unfortunately, it's impossible to determine which one belongs to the scarred man and which one belongs to the interloper.
Am I horse form or halfling form?
Would you like to continue carrying Auntie and dragging this gigantic fucking thing?
Yes.
Oh, I totally fucking kicked his ass.
Salandra, roll bluff at a -18 at a -16 penalty.
I don't think I succeed.
At this point, your vanish has worn off, and like it's not even like night. Like usually when people talk about the legends of the chosen attacking, it happens at night. Now this was broad daylight. Not maybe heading slightly towards dusk. The sun is setting, but it's not like near set yet.
Yeah, Salandra looks like she was slashed, fried, and crushed.
I should also mention
just-
that your armor has acquired the broken trait.
Just lovely.
It does not do much work defending you, as it has been like chopped in two very important areas. And like Auntie gets off Clementine and she just walks towards you and she's like, "Oh my god, you poor little girl."
Oh, well, I think it's fair to say that whatever fucking debt I owe you is cleared at this point.
Yep. I'd be willing to say that.
Oh, let's get the fuck out of here fast.
Let's.
Clementine keeps nuzzling Salandra, giving her little horsey kiss. And she kneels down so Salandra can ride.
I have some potions of healing, but until my wrists, I can't use them until my wrists are set.
It would be extremely painful and unfortunate for you to do so otherwise. Otherwise, your hands will heal at incredibly fucked up angles, and you'll have to have them rebroken in order to heal properly. That being said, like, you guys need to get moving.
Yep.
And so, like, you march for the better part of the night, and the march is miserable. Like, one of our companions is a horse carrying something incredibly heavy. We also have an old woman, and our most combat able agent has both of her hands broken.
Yeah, I'm also a mage.
Oh god.
Kind of need those hands too.
Totally neutered. Hey, you can learn still spell.
Well, I have a couple of. I do have my spell scars still. Gauge them yet, but that's
Crazy.
pretty much it.
Yeah. That being said, and like, it is incredibly difficult to sleep.
What was that?
It's incredibly difficult to sleep. Like, you have to lie flat on your back, because if you lie on your side, you'll fuck up your hands.
Well, can Auntie? I presume Auntie has some heal skill.
That's true. That's fair. All right. She takes out like a couple bits of wood to use as splints and just like ties them together, and like she does a really good job. Sally, you're not gonna want to hear this, but you're probably gonna want something to dull the pain. Clem, you got anything that might help?
I'm gonna transform back because I've got transformation time. A whisper will not make you give a fuck about the pain.
Oh, it's not like I can really do much to help you guys at this point anyway, so I might as well have an interesting experience. Oh, fuck. Just fix my fucking hands.
Like, Auntie looks at you and says, yeah, I think that'll have to do.
So
That being
Clementine
said-
makes you some whisper.
Unfortunately, you don't have enough to make the tea. You'll have to administer it just by the flake.
Yeah, it's like you can eat it, just like pop it in your mouth and chew. But it's
Oh man, this fucking tastes like shit.
if you knew where
Eventu-
it grew, you'd have a good reason why.
Eventually, though, Salandra, like, it's weird. The experience that you're experiencing is not like anything Clementine experiences. Like, Salandra, you frequently, like, fixate on Brother in such a way, but at this point, like, Brother is literally the only thing in your existence. Like, whatever sort of bizarre fixation, sensation, expression, connection that you have with Brother, it's been turned up to 11.
So I just stare at Brother the whole night.
You don't need to stare at him. Like, you are only capable of like recognizing his current position. Like, even when you don't look at him, you know where he is, and it's all you can think of. Like, all the things that happen with fixing your hands, they go right over your head. You just sort of, like, you can't even focus. You cannot focus enough on the pain of what is happening because of your fixation on the connection. Like, Clementine, like, Salandra is in another world, and that's not your experience with Whisper. Elijah's Whisper, like, makes you think about this world. Salandra's thinking about another world.
That's very weird.
Auntie comments something similar. Like, you have to administer the potions to Salandra, and, like, they work. Her hands are fine. By the time it's all done, like, Salandra, consume 2 of your Cure Moderate Wounds potions.
Okay.
Or did you only have Cure Light?
I had Cure Moderate.
Okay. And, like, you can restore as many hit points as you roll. It's fine.
Hey, what did they do?
Should be 2d8 plus 4?
1 per level? Or is that just that something screwed up in the Hero Lab?
Like, there's definitely a bonus per level, but I don't know. Okay, yeah. Cure Moderate Wounds potions are usually 2d8 plus... Oh, shit. I also ended up looking up the spell instead of the potion.
Yeah, I think that's what Hero Lab was doing to me.
Damn it! And then I looked up the potion, and it brings me back to the spell.
Yeah.
Fucking goddamn shitty wiki.
Okay. Crappy. 6 plus however much that bonus turns out to be, and ooh, I rolled really badly on the first one. So 6 plus 15. How much do I get from night sleep and the additional points on the potion?
Oh, you ain't gonna sleep, Salandra. You have a trip to go on.
Okay.
So you start going back through Brother's history.
Oh, what did I? What was the potion bonus?
I'm gonna say +4.
All right, so 20. Okay.
And like it breezes through your history with brother, and like there's a lot of fights with brother at your side, and there's a lot of conversations and a lot of important stuff that happens that he seems to be breezing over until eventually it reaches the point where you discovered brother, and then it starts reaching back. Like the ship that brother is in takes off into the air from which it had crashed and begins flying backwards to the city which it had left, and it begins being examined by people who were bidden to take it somewhere, and then those people take it from where they left it and bring it to where it had been sent from, and there it is examined by an inhumanly old man. Like, I'm talking Emperor Palpatine levels of age, but with a sort of like Aomarian sense of benevolence. Like, and like he examines the blade one last time before like putting it back into a case, and then later on he takes it out of the case.
Does it look like brother at this point? Because I mean, when I found it, he was a hunk of metal. Nothing shaped like he is currently.
Yes. No, it does not look like he looks now, but it looks like brother used to look.
Okay.
Like now brother surges with life, but before it there was nothing. And then like a series of guards who brought it to the case remove it from the case and walk backwards through a foreign hall of unknown architecture into a very impressive atrium surrounded by soldiers very similar to the one that you fought. One of them is the one that you just fought. And the old man is sitting in a floating throne, like gesturing to all of them. And like it starts incredibly sadly, but then sort of descends into a discussion. And like the most nauseating thing is that you're experiencing all this backwards. Make a perception roll.
Right. Whoa. 16 plus my normal perception bonus, 23.
Like, as you see everything from Brother's point of view, you begin examining the masked figures who decorate the room, and you're like, all right, yep, there's the old man. His throne is filled with some sort of machines that lead tubes somewhere into his body. There's the soldier with the claws on his mask, and presumably the wound on his face underneath it. And you begin to like scan the room around you, and you catch sight of one of the masked figures, and his posture is strange. His posture is very familiar.
Familiar. Aziz?
No, Aziz is way too short. This being is definitely human-sized.
One of the men in black?
Ding, ding, ding.
The blind one?
Definitely. Blind people have a certain air about them sometimes. It's very.
So that was a yes. I missed a little bit. I think I lost
Yes.
a little bit there.
Yes, you. I was saying that you are correct in it. Like you think, oh, the blind man. Yep, that's it. That's him. It has to be. Otherwise, it might not necessarily be the same man, but they had the same way of walking and standing. It would be an extreme coincidence if it were just another different blind person.
Hmm.
At which point, like, like, like the proceedings then begin. At which point we go back to Brother going into a different vault filled with many other weapons very much like it. Some of them are other blades, but there are other bizarre weapons in this
So this
place.
is where brother came from here and was brought into that chamber. So this is, since we're going backwards, this is where he started.
Right. This is not necessarily where he was created, but this was the vault where he was kept before he was taken to be examined, and then he wasn't meant to be discarded. The ship that was shot down with him was meant to take him somewhere. Where that is, you don't know, and neither does he.
How much of this did you know before?
Like, you try to say that, but like that is definitely going to be the first question on your mind when you awaken. But unfortunately, the world turns to darkness as you fall asleep. That being said, when you return to consciousness and you're no longer tripping balls, like Clementine, Solandra, you don't think Solandra has blinked for like the past 30 minutes, and you find it very difficult to go to sleep while your companion seems to be having such an incredibly bad trip.
Clementine will stay up patiently and brew her normal tea.
Yeah, I just visualize that eyes have done that sort of like all black thing.
I think at one point Clementine will try and close your eyes.
Eventually, they just sort of lazily open. It's not like they don't spring open, but like, all right, my eyes are closed. Oh, they're opening up again. Auntie just looks at you and asks, "Is this supposed to happen?"
I guess it can work like that.
Huh.
How are you feeling, Solandra?
About
Am
to
I?
say, when
Was
Solandra...
that was Auntie, wasn't it? Talking.
Yeah, that was Auntie.
Oh, it was. Sorry, I missed that part.
Yeah, Auntie asks, "Is that how it's supposed to happen?" And you're like, "I guess."
It can.
I think
Right.
Solandra's still completely out.
Yeah, Solandra, you're gonna be out until dawn.
Clementine gets you a blanket.
I don't notice.
Solandra doesn't notice anything. In any event, Clementine's sleep is screeching after you. Go to bed. You've had a trying
Clementine
day.
and Toby curl up on either side of Solandra.
Auntie lays down a bedroll and sleeps on the other side of Solandra, staring at her as she stares at the blade. And then you wake up, and the first words that come out of Solandra's mouth are, "How much of this did you know?" At which point, Brother responds with, "How much of what?"
Your backstory.
You found me in a ship. That's all there is that I know to it. And then the rest of it we've been there for.
You didn't experience that with me?
No. What are you talking about?
Solandra's talking aloud to someone.
You've been strangely silent these past few hours. I was very worried about you.
I think I saw something of where you came from.
Truly?
Well, hey, I'm alive.
Also, I should note, Solandra, you've taken 2 wisdom damage from the events, the evening's events.
permanent?
No, it's damage, not drain.
Okay.
You'll recover the lost wisdom over time. That being said, holy
Solandra!
shit, your fucking brain hurts.
How are you feeling?
Oh, please don't be cheerful.
Sorry.
Really, like, maybe in a couple of days I'll get to feel like.
That's a optimistic way of looking at it. Can I get you some tea?
Oh no, please, no more herbs.
No, normal tea. It's just tea.
Solandra, you feel like the worst hangover you've ever had.
Auntie, do you have any coffee? And cigarette, please. Lots of cigarettes.
Give me a second. Hold still, dearie. She like holds your she like holds your head still and stares into your eyes, and she's like, repeat after me. The quick scribe jumped over the lazy paladin.
The quick paladin jumped over. Lazily jumped over the scribe? No. The paladin. Who did what?
No. It's okay. It's okay. You shouldn't take any more of that. I think you've had a small stroke. It shouldn't be too bad. Your brain should be able to recover. But that's a particular hole you might not want to dig further down. Not without a different shovel, if you catch my meaning.
But I think I found some things out.
That's great. You can't figure out anything if you're dead. Your mind is trying to put itself back together. And it's going to be harder to fix than your wrists. That being said, I as a GM will tell you, feel free to push the envelope. You'll know when you've gone too far.
Well, I
I'm
definitely.
sorry, Solandra. I didn't think that would fuck you up as much as it did.
No, it was good. It told me things I needed to know. But I think I'm gonna need some. I think I'm gonna need some time. Auntie, where are we going? What's your plan?
I figure we'll go back to Grubb's workshop, and he's building the ship, right?
He is.
I think that ship is the best place to keep that thing.
Will they be able to find it? Do you have some way of concealing it from them? I mean, I can barely detect magic here with it here.
I can only hope that Grubb's machine will be able to outrun them.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe he's not so wrong in taking that vacation to the hell jungle, you hear? I don't know how much longer that smoke screen is going to be able to give us.
Well, I think they want brother too.
Strange. They seemed with such a rush to get rid of him. Why is it that they would want him back? Oh,
I don't think
Solandra,
he was.
if only you could understood the words that passed in that discussion. If only you could understand the things that were said in that hallowed hall. But what were you saying?
I think I was. I don't think they meant to. I think it was a clusterfuck. Oh. And just dumb luck that someone like me stumbled across him, who was able to bond with him.
She looks at you and starts smoking one of her special cigarettes. I don't believe in luck.
I know you don't, and I knew you were gonna fucking say that.
And she hands you one of plain tobacco. You have never smoked a cigarette so sweet. Is that strawberries in this tobacco? Oh my god, it's so good.
Clem, you might even like this one.
That does smell good.
All right, who the fuck was that guy?
I can't say I rightly know his name. I suspect that he's chosen and that he doesn't like what we found.
Well,
If what I think is right, that's part of the key to Marduk City.
Marduk City, the thing that's buried under District 4?
Something like that.
Oh, fuck.
And if my guessing is right, there should be 3 more pieces of it. This is what we've been digging up this whole time. This is what, and she like gestures to the cigarette in her fingers. This is what this has helped me find.
So, does this mean you're going to be coming with us?
Not quite. I got other people to report to, other people to talk about this sort of thing. It's not just me who's been looking for the key pieces.
Tell me something.
Sure.
Seriously.
Sure.
I know you keep a lot of shit to yourself. Those people that recruited Clem and I, who are they? What are they?
His name is Gunnar. He's a chosen, but he's not like the rest. All this time we've been thinking that the chosen are all united, that they're all in this together, and that they're all present one unified front of assholes. Not true. There are lots of voices of dissension up there. But of course those in power don't care too much to listen to them.
Alright. Whatever I think about him being a god, I think from what I've read about your Marduk, he sounded like he was an okay guy. Before he died, at least. What has he got to do with all this?
Just the son of the creator.
Yeah.
The closest
Competent.
The closest to the mind that created this place. And so
What was he doing dying of old age?
well, he did live to be exceptionally long, but he also knew that he wouldn't live forever. I imagine that he continued his father's work in a less obtrusive way, although exactly how it is that works, I don't know.
So why did his kids stop living in his city and move up to District 1?
If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say that, I don't know, they were afraid of their secrets falling into everyone else's hands. You've seen those ships, you've seen that armor. You've tasted the steel from that sword. It's not normal. It's not what we're capable of, and they didn't want anyone else to be capable of it either. Isolationism, so they call it. They go up someplace real high so that none of us can get a leg up.
Well, they're doing a real fucking good job of that.
And at this point, they're so far beyond us, it'd be tricky to catch up.
Yeah, well... unless they fucking destroy themselves before so we don't have to worry about it.
A distinct possibility. That attack between those two ships, that weren't no sanctioned duel, I wager.
Well, Clem, you still up for this?
Absolutely.
I knew I wasn't going to win that fight, but I thought I at least could get away clean.
No. You bought us the time we needed. I knew that something would call him away. I just didn't know how much time we had, and I didn't know that was going to happen to you.
Well, just tell me that Holt is going to be really handy.
I don't know how much his armor would stand up to that blade, but we'll see. We'll see how he does.
His armor's made out of mithril.
That's definitely a step in the right direction.
What was that?
That's definitely a step in the right direction. I don't know what their stuff is made out of, but it's only a bit better than that. It's not adamantium. I'd recognize it if it were. It's something else, something different. I assume, right, you hit it with the electricity and the cold, right? Didn't get through it much, did it?
Yeah. The cold did a little bit, and the electricity did fucking nothing.
Yeah. That's the big thing. It's adamantium. Maybe it's adamantium? It's mixed with something that makes it disperse magical energy like that.
That would have been handy known beforehand.
Sorry, I didn't know it until... I can't know it until after it happens. You know how it is.
Alright. Sorry, you don't mean bitch.
No, it's fine. I've been dealing with it for a while.
Oh man, my head hurts.
I bet it does.
Alright, let's get moving.
And so you journey west. Salandra, the headache doesn't go away until 2 days pass. Fortunately, there are 2 days between you and Grub.
And do I get some healing overnight?
Yes, y'all restore to full health. Clementine, you've got healing spells. You've got aunties. You're under auntie's care.
Okay. Nothing I can do to patch my armor, right? Pretty much.
Nah, Grub might be able to fix it.
I may be able to.
Do you have the make whole spell?
Let me take a look.
Yeah, it's magical armor.
Sorry, I don't think it's a druid spell, actually.
Probably not.
Cleric, oracle, or a sorcerer, wizard. No dice. Sorry.
Wop wop.
I can make tea, though.
Nice.
Well, that gives me some idea of what we're up against.
I suspect.
It's not fucking pretty.
And what's worse is that there's something coming from the other direction.
What's coming from the other direction?
Something.
I missed some of what Auntie's saying, I think.
She just said something.
Okay.
We're caught in a giant pincer. Some people call it fortifications. Some people call it a death trap. I guess we'll just have to make the most of it.
Let's hope that Grub is working fast.
You know he always does. Especially when his dreams are on the line.
Well, he's coming with us, so... Otherwise, we're really screwed.
No, it's fine. Take the airship without him. I assure you, it will not get attacked, and it will not suffer damage, and it will certainly never ever need to be repaired. Don't worry about it. Just do it. Don't think, drink. Anyway, so you guys head out. You guys reach Grubb's workshop, and there is a giant tent where there should be a floating ship.
And the giant tent is pretty discreet, I hope.
Terribly discreet. Like, it's put off to the side, and like they used to. I should mention, Auntie's camp is totally ruined. There's nothing there but like corpses and ash. In any event, the large tent still has its sort of like bizarre effect, sort of bizarre mind trick effect on the eye, and it's just like very difficult to see.
All right, we'll go and check out the what's going on under the tent.
So you go over there, and like Holt is sort of like in the doorway to his workshop, sort of standing guard, and he joins you as you walk in, and you see it looks kind of like a flying saucer, except it's got,
what the fuck is that thing?
Except it's got like armored Helgak at 6 points around the circle, and like they're all facing outward, and there's a little sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? There's a way to enter it, there's like a platform that lowers, that turns into a ramp. And you can hear someone bustling around inside.
Hey, Grub.
Oh,
Hi,
shit.
Grub.
You hear some clattering around inside, and he rushes out, and like he gestures to it with his staff in his hand, and he's like, "Ta-da! One airworthy flying machine."
Grub, this looks amazing.
It's got Helgak all around it.
Well, I mean, the only way that I could get it to move properly and have full directional control without bioengineering them was to place them equidistant around it. Good thing we had 6. 8 would have been better, but 6 is fine. You don't want to see this thing fly if it's only got 4. 2? Jesus Christ, it can only move in a straight line.
Did you tell us to get 8? We could have gotten 8.
No, he told, like, he said, like, the more the better, and Auntie's advice was, you're not going to be happy. He will not be, Clementine and Grub won't be happy unless you can get him 6.
Oh, okay.
And so 6 was the minimum to make both of them happy at once. Had it been 4, he would have totally fucked over these Helgak. And Clementine would have been real mad, and Grub would have been like, whatever, nerd. Go hug a tree. Anyway.
There's the next big romance. Clementine and Grub.
Oh, God, no. But he gestures you all inside, and it's pretty big. It's pretty roomy. Like, it's about the size of a room. It's not big. He's like, there's also a cargo bay underneath. It doesn't have any weapons, though.
There are no weapons on this thing at all?
No. The best thing we can do is, like, he goes over to the sides of the cabin, and he opens up, and he's like, we got some portholes so we can shoot at them if we want.
Yeah, it'd be nice if any of us was any good at range. Well, I guess I'm the ranged weapon. Or me and brother.
We got a boarding crew. That's cool. I got some thingies that I can use. Like he reaches into the pockets underneath his robes, and he's like, I got my bolt emitter, I got my heat ray, I got shit.
All right, good job, Grub. You did a good job. Don't worry.
You did wonderful. This looks so great.
Well, I mean, we do have one thing going for us. If you would please step outside.
Okay.
So you all go outside. He remains inside. And behold! The mass light bender! At which point, the ship doesn't disappear. Unfortunately, the outer parts of it are a little bit too far away from the epicenter of the cloak. But most of it is gone. It is now much more difficult to see, though not completely
That can be handy.
invisible.
As long as it makes it tough to track, might be enough.
Like that being
Particularly
said,
if you fly at night, it'll be completely invisible.
Totally. But yeah, unfortunately, the ship is larger than it does not completely fit within a 10-foot radius.
Huh. How about this? Auntie, this tent. Does it only do desert?
Sadly, it only does desert.
Okay.
It's not magical. Sorry.
Just thinking we could have a little bit extra.
I mean, you can take it if you want. Anytime you're in District 2, no one will be able to see you.
That can come handy, particularly for parking. All right. Oh. So this gunner guy, think he's going to contact us again?
Probably not. I mean, eventually, maybe. I can't rightly say. He's going to be real
Got some
tied up
questions
for
for
a
him.
while.
Well, are you ready for this, Grub?
I was born ready. He says
This
as he gingerly takes the goggles off of his eyes. What were you going to say?
Molly, are you missing words too, or am I?
All I heard was that Grub takes off his goggles. I do not know if he's ready or
Oh, he said he was born ready.
Okay.
Excellent.
So everyone takes the tent down, folds it up, puts it in the cargo bay. Grub locks the door tight, activates all of the traps, tells Runner to be a good boy
Salandra,
while he's away.
Has taken off her armor and hope you're bringing some of your gear with you. I could use a good patch.
Oh yeah, he gestures to his staff, like just whips it to the side, hits it on the ground, and like the thing opens up, in like a series of minute tools are inside. A machinist is never without his tools, if he's doing his job right.
But that doesn't tell me if you're going to be without your tools.
Everybody get in.
That was vicious, Salandra. I thought you two were friends.
I only would say something like that to one of my friends.
You get used to it.
Or someone I'm going to kill.
Okay, hold on. All right, Toby, do you know what this is? You're not gonna freak out on me, right? Okay, good. I love you, babe. She kisses him on his little goat head.
He beams with pride. So, the ship has room for 8 people to sit down. Obviously, there's more standing room, but like, hopefully nothing goes wrong. Because if something goes wrong and you're standing and you're not sitting down, you're just gonna flop around all over the place. It's it's Star Trek when the ship gets attacked and people just fucking fly all over the place. That's gonna be you. Starfleet, get some fucking seatbelts, guys. Anyway, Grub pushes some buttons on the control panel. Like, so it's Auntie, Clementine, Holt. Toby has a little area for himself. There's an area for like non-humanoid creatures to buckle in. Don't worry about it. Grub put his robe of infinite twine to good use. Did I mention he has a robe of infinite twine?
No. I thought it was an infinite duct tape.
Just take some off and put it on, and then you take some off and then you put it on. In any event, you all sit quite comfortably. Auntie mentions,
I can see Grub having a lot of duct tape is all I know. And once he discovers it, it's gonna be his thing.
Oh dear God. Everybody get down. It's time for the Red Green Show, starring Grub. Auntie mentions, I need to go to District 4. Do you think you could take me there? And like, Grub says with a grin, now I can take you anywhere. And he pushes some buttons on a control panel, and the ship begins to rise. Quite quickly, actually. And then it shoots off. Once again, far more quickly than you would have expected a ship propelled by 6 Helgak to be able to go.
Is it faster than me flying?
Yes, much. Maybe like 4 times faster than you flying?
What was that?
4 times faster?
It's 60 feet.
4 times faster.
Yeah.
Clementine immediately scoots over to one of the ports to look out.
You're flying. Holy shit.
Yes.
You're looking down over a lot of city that is below you.
Wow.
Well, mostly it's a lot
Holy
of dirt
fuck.
and trash right now. And occasionally a few settlements.
That's up higher than I usually go.
Every once in a while someone looks up at the new ship that lives in the sky. The one that's made out of junk. Let me see if I can find a flying saucer made out of junk.
Okay, it's really quiet again.
Oh, sorry, I was trying to look up an image of a flying saucer made out of junk, and this is the closest thing I could find. That is the general aesthetic of your ship.
It looks like a sombrero made out of metal.
It kind of is a
Olay.
sombrero made out of metal. And now you have the ability of flight. That's where I'm going to cut it. Y'all get
Cool.
4,000 experience points for learning a lot of really useful things and making the airship and doing all sorts of cool stuff.
Did you say 4,000?
You know what? I'm going to say 3,000 for everyone, but Salandra, you get an extra 1,000
Oh, cool.
for learning more about Brother. Did everybody have fun?
Yes.
Definitely.
And that's what's important.